life's a cruise. That's the move.
You're watching Big 12 Volleyball on ESPN. Tonight, from the newly minted Hope Coliseum in Morgantown, it's the Kansas State Wildcats visiting the West Virginia Mountaineers. And welcome here, courtside at the Coliseum. Michael Minnick here, Sam Bailey in just a moment. Well, either way, we're going to see a first conference win for someone. Kansas State coming in at 0-2 in the campaign in the Big 12. West Virginia at 0-1. Two players to watch in this one. Shay Myers has been excellent for the Wildcats, averaging just under 5 kills per set. So do the math, that's just a shade under 1/5 of the points you need to win a set, coming off the right arm of Myers. And she has been consistent as well as excellent. A frequent double-digit racker-up of kills for K-State to lead this lineup so far this year, as they've been strong in non-conference play, leading into an 0-2 start in the Big 12. West Virginia went undefeated in non-conference play, and a big reason is year 2 for Cassidy Tanton. She leads the Mountaineers with 132 kills on the campaign. Part of really a balanced attack for West Virginia, but it seems like when they need a point, they go to the right arm of number 3, and she is able to get the job done for West Virginia, who were undefeated in non-conference play before heading to Cincinnati and losing in 4 sets over the weekend. I mentioned K-State's 0-2 start. They actually played really well against Arizona State, even though they lost in straight sets. Pretty much all 3 of those sets were 14-14, 15-15, had a little bit of a dip. That allowed Arizona State to get momentum, go on a bit of a run, and win the match in straight sets. But that's what happens in the Big 12 when you have half the conference either getting votes or nationally ranked or facing Arizona State team that was 9th at the time. A tough test for Kansas State. But this feels like a match that both teams would love to have. West Virginia, led by head coach Jen Graney, she's with Sam right now.
Coach, you were off to a program best 12-1 start. What are you looking for from your team tonight to kind of keep that strong start going in your Big 12 home opener?
Yeah, for sure. You know, Big 12 is a different challenge and a different animal, but we're trying just to be consistent. You know, I don't think we started off real well. You know, get back to the basics, serve and pass, and see if we can get our block and defense going as well.
Thanks, Coach.
Sam Bailey with West Virginia coach Jen Green before tonight's match, and this should be a good one. Both matches last year went to 5 sets, both won by K-State. West Virginia was competitive in all of them, and really it feels like, talking to both coaches, a lot of the same strengths, a lot of the same weaknesses. Both coaches talk about how they felt like their blocking needed to be better tonight than what they saw in week 1 of the Big 12, so that's going to be something to circle. For sure, West Virginia playing at home when they are undefeated on the year here at the Hope Coliseum, trying to keep that rolling. Just the one loss on the year, the conference loss to Cincinnati. They played a tournament here, went 3-0 in that, and then otherwise it's been road matches, neutral site matches to get them ready for Big 12 play. Took the loss to Cincinnati in 4 sets last week and won the 2nd set. Struggled a bit in the 3rd and 4th sets to lose that match 3-1. But a new day and a chance for someone to get a 1 in the win column in the Big 12 underway here at Hope Coliseum. Right away, an error for K-State gives West Virginia the early lead, Sam.
And that's what West Virginia is going to be looking to do, is try to get them out of system, force those errors so they can get more points from the service line, which is something that they've been looking to improve on as the years went on.
See Alexis Finvold serve for West Virginia, goes short with this one. Handled cleanly and set up to the outside. Blocked by West Virginia, tipped over the net by Trinity Sheridan. And the attack will fall as McGath got a piece of it, but it falls for an early K-State kill. They are on the board 1-1 here in the 1st set.
That attack came from Anaya Clinton in the back row. That's someone that they're going to use as kind of a 4th option that West Virginia needs to be prepared for.
Excellent serve and an ace right off the bat from the player we profiled in pregame, Shay Myers. She can attack the net, and she can attack from the service line too.
And that's what you want to see from your hitters when they're playing those 6 rotations. To be able to see that, you know, as an outside hitter, she plays in the back row as well, so that's good to see her aggressively serving and aggressively hitting as well.
11th ace, and her 2nd serve was pretty good too, forcing West Virginia on the defensive. K-State on the attack here. McGath gets a block for West Virginia. Wildcats will try again on the opposite side. Knocked over the net there by Reagan Fox, defended by West Virginia. Tanton tries to go across court. That's handled. And then another back row attack, and a kill for Myers.
That's something that Kansas State has really done a good job of in the last couple of matches, is utilizing that back row attack. Again, like I said in the previous point, that gives them a fourth attacker in the back row, so it makes it a little harder for the West Virginia block to figure out where they're going to go.
2 back row attacks and make it 2 aces for Myers. K-State, as I mentioned earlier, started really well against Arizona State. They were just about even, had a slight lead in all 3 of those sets, and then about the middle of the set, Arizona State was able to impose themselves, but a top 10 team's going to do that.
They are, and that's a really solid team in Arizona State, and I thought Kansas State really held their own, and they can only go up from those first 2 matches in the Big 12.
Error from Sheridan, 5 in a row for Kansas State, and an early timeout for Jen Greeny. We'll take it with her. Kansas State winning West Virginia 5-1 here in the first set of the Mountaineers home opener at Hope Coliseum. Coliseum, Kansas State winning West Virginia early, 5-1 here in the first set. Michael Minnick, Sam Daly here with you, and Sam, Kansas State has looked really good, and they've gone to their star Shay Myers from the service line and from the back row to get 3 of their 5 points.
And to see her get those attacks from the back row, that's not an easy thing to do because it changes your approach and your timing, so it just shows the versatility that she has as an attacker.
Mountaineers with 3 attacks, 1 error, hitting negative 333. But there's one. Go to Tansen to get your offense going.
And they really need to, get her going. She has such a variety with her swings. She's able to hit from different parts of the court and able to direct the ball there. She was able to see that hole kind of off the side of the block, did the thumbs down swing to hit that sharp cross.
And she will serve now with the Mountaineers trailing 5-2. K-State goes to the far side, overcooked there off the right arm of Reagan Fox. 2 in a row for West Virginia.
Yeah, Fox got a little bit behind that ball instead of getting on top of it, which is what pushed it out of bounds.
Deep breath there from Tanton, serve on the way. Attack up the middle, well dug out by London Betts for West Virginia. They will set it for Nina Horning, who was the Mountaineers leader in kills at her former school, Cincinnati, last week with 13. Horning will try again, blocked this time by K-State. And the Wildcats are in the net, a point for West Virginia.
And going back to that Cincinnati match, like you mentioned, Horning played at Cincinnati, and when I was watching that game, the announcers were kind of talking about, they were used to watching her at Cincinnati and said that it was a new Nina, that she showed so much confidence and just looked like this kind of change of scenery was doing really well for her.
Blocked there by McGath and Sheridan for West Virginia. Yeah, and there's been a lot more talk about the transfer portal in the last couple years, but that's the kind of thing you want, where a player goes somewhere where they feel comfortable, feel confident, can be their best.
The announcers, they just couldn't stop talking about how much more confident she looked on the court, so that's a great testament to what Coach Greeny has done here at West Virginia and bringing those kind of players in.
Nina Horning right in cue, knocks this one over. Well handled by K-State. They'll go to that far side again. Kept alive by the Mountaineers. Tipped over by McGath. Well blocked by K-State. Horning will try again. Goes with the subtle approach this time. Defended well, and then the kill handled by Tanton. Up goes Sheridan. She nails it. So West Virginia, out of the timeout, has scored 5 in a row to take a 6-5 lead.
And Trinity Sheridan, she's a lefty hitting on that right side, so the block really has to adjust to her arm swing coming from the left side instead of the right. And she's only 5'11", but she jumps like she's about 6'3" or 6'4".
Back comes K-State, and Nia Clinton spins the kill off the Mountaineer block to even things again at 6. Clinton 117 kills on the year. She's second behind Shay Myers on this team. Then there's a pretty decent drop off to Fox at 56 kills entering the night. McGath with the kill. And that's something Jason Manfield talked about was, we know we have two really good weapons. We got to find some other weapons in Big 12 play.
And they really need to get their middles more involved with their offense, because what that's going to do is make the West Virginia block kind of second guess where the attack is going, and it may give those outsides more opportunities to get better swings and one-on-one opportunities.
Well saved by the Mountaineers, and Sheridan getting the second touch. Tipped over that by Layla Ibrahim into the game, and a point for West Virginia in the end.
And West Virginia was ready for that out-of-system ball. They knew that she was going to go to the outside. The block was set there. There was just a little bit of a miscommunication and a mistiming on the Kansas State side.
I've not seen a lot of long rallies in this game. We've been seeing some very decisive kills.
We have a lot of big swings and some strong, aggressive serves as well.
McGath with the serve there for West Virginia. Blocked again by West Virginia's Ibrahim and Horning. Set will come for Horning on the far side. She goes cross court. Past the diving libero Sims for the kill.
That's a really good swing from Horning. Again, she was able to kind of get her hand on the inside of the ball and put her thumb down to hit that cross sharp to the 4 zone.
Extended service game for McGath. Goes deep this time to once again pick on Simone Sims. K-State goes to their left side, and Clinton flies down for the kill.
And that was a good kind of positioning by Clinton to put that ball. That was the one rotation where West Virginia's libero, London Betts, is not in the back row because Maddie McGath was serving. So that was a good decision to go at that middle in the back row for Clinton.
Both these coaches talked before the match about getting their blocking to be better. We've seen a lot of cross-court shots be successful for both clubs. Sottle this time, dug out by West Virginia, but unable to be saved. It was Sheridan that got the first touch, but that was going to be a tough second touch, and it's a point for K-State. Good attack.
It was, and good decision by Myers to hit kind of an off speed from that back row to really slow it down. I think West Virginia's defense was ready for that hard swing, and when you're ready for that hard swing and then something comes off speed, you're kind of back on your feet and not really ready for that slower speed from the ball.
Mountaineer taking in the sights today. West Virginia leading 9-8 after trailing 5-1 early. Good response for them, and that was something they did not do late against Cincinnati. Once they fell behind, they kind of stayed down in the third and fourth set. Ibrahim's attack handled by K-State. They will set it again for Clinton. She's blocked. Up comes Clinton to try again. Once again off the block, but it falls on the Mountaineer side of the net. A point for K-State to tie us again at 9.
Clinton does a really good job. I've watched her in a couple of matches where using the block. So yes, it's fun and it's exciting to get those strong, hard kills that go around the block, but she's able to use the block from the other side to tool it and win points for her team in a different way.
Dream set an attack there for Ibrahim. That was easy and powerful.
It was, and she has shown so much improvement over the last year or two in that middle position. She's so much more confident. Her timing has gotten a lot better, and she's able to get those connections in transition.
Mountaineers will play 2 setters, Alexis Finvold and Sarah Fiffner. Fiffner in now to serve, with the Mountaineers leading by 1, 10-9.
This is a new look for West Virginia, trying this year. When a team runs a 6-2, that means that they have 2 setters, both setting from the back row, which gives them 3 attackers in the front row at all times. So it just gives them more hitting options.
Clinton's shot dug out by Betts. Horning this time will score for West Virginia. West Virginia really has looked good attacking from the left and the center. Horning, especially on the left, has been a frequent target.
She has. That's her 7th attempt, 3rd kill. She's hitting .429, so she's been very efficient so far early on in this match.
Yeah, 7 out of 17 attacks coming from Horning. Great change of pace there from K-State to get even, though. Smart decision there on the front row from Ava LeGrand, the senior from Nebraska.
And as I've been watching Kansas State, one of the first things I noticed was how active Ava LeGrand is at the net. Kansas State runs a 5-1, which means they have 1 setter that goes through all 6 rotations. So she is in the front row. So watch her to be active and hit those second balls over to throw off the West Virginia defense.
One of 5 Wildcats to play every set this season. All 35, now 36. Horning blocked this time, saved by Betts. Tanton will attack off the block. Kept alive by Horning. They'll set it again for Horning. And that one, off the deflection, will be a Mountaineer point.
That was good movement in transition for West Virginia, seeing that off speed from Cassidy Tanton. The one thing Kansas State's block is long, so that they're going to hit anything off speed, they really need to make sure that they're going over the block and not tipping the fingertips of Kansas State.
Our colleague Eric Little was on the call with Coach Shingrini before this two-game homestand as Kansas State scores and asked her, you know, what makes London Betts so vocal in the court? And she said, she's vocal all the time.
She is.
Which is a great skill for a libero to have.
It is, and I think I've mentioned this in a match before. West Virginia had a volleyball 101 event back in the spring, and I got to sit down, me and my sister-in-law and my niece got to sit down with London Betts, and she's very vocal. She's such a fun person to be around, and that really shows on the court as well.
Goes out of bounds off the attack from Anna Barr, who's become more and more in the Mountaineers lineup the last couple of matches.
She has. We've seen her hitting a little bit more from the outside. You know, watching her in warm-ups as well, they were kind of talking to her, being a little more aggressive, really having more confidence in her swing. So I look to see her get some more action as this season goes on.
On the bet serving for West Virginia. K-State will go to that far side and a powerful landing for Cadence Lundgren, the 6'4" freshman from Bozeman, Montana.
That was a good slide. When you have the setter that's in the front row and you only have two hitters, you have more options to move your middle around. So for her to swing around on that slide, that was a good play by Kansas State.
Only her 9th kill of the year, but I think her height gives them a different element.
It does, and her length. And once she grows into that as a freshman, she's going to have to get a little more, acclimated to running that middle position.
K-State scored the last two to get even at 13. Saw a 5-1 run to start for K-State. Mountaineers get back with a 5-0 run. Back and forth ever since here in this first set.
And that's what volleyball is. It's just a game of runs.
Giffner setting it up. McGath with a powerful hit. Unable to save that one was Sims.
And that's what West Virginia has done much better this year that I think has attributed to their 12-1 start is that their middles have been so much more involved. When you have great outsides like Nina Horning and Cassie Tan, you've got to take some of the pressure off of them. And the middles for West Virginia have really been able to step up and do that.
Yeah, a lot of the attackers on the outside for West Virginia are back, but I feel like the addition to this lineup of Horning has been really important to make everybody else kind of fall into place.
It really has, and she's such a vocal player as well. You know, you see her in the back row with London Betts. She is encouraging. I got to talk with her after one of the matches, and she's just so encouraging, and she's such a good team player. And I think that that's been a good addition as well.
Shay Myers has served fantastic. Her 3rd ace of this first set. And even the ones that haven't been aces have given the Mountaineers problems.
And she's not the one that leads her team in aces. Ava LeGrand actually came into this match leading the Kansas State team in aces. So it's good to see her having those aggressive serves as well.
She was. She had 13.
She was.
10, and now
Yeah.
Myers has 13 also.
Yeah.
15 all here in the first set. It's been a really entertaining first Big 12 home set of the year for West Virginia. Mountaineers won 8 matches all of last year, already up to 12 with that perfect 12-0 non-conference record. And the first service error, something that has boggled them a little bit early in the season, but the first time it rears up today.
And to see how they adjust to that, how they react after that, to not let that kind of spill into the next point and just get the serve back.
Soft serve from Simone Sims. Up comes Tanton, well dug out by Sims. That will find its way over the net, and well tipped by McGath towards the sideline for a Mountaineer kill.
And I want to go back to that serve receive point from Nina Horning. In the match against Cincinnati, they really went at her in serve receive with those short serves, so it's good to see her adjust and be able to get that play so they can get the ball in system.
Maddie McGath serving. She's been the Mountaineers' probably most effective server early on. Blocked though. Horning with a little help from Ibrahim to give West Virginia the lead back.
I feel like Layla Ibrahim doesn't show a whole lot of emotion until she gets a big block like that and you see a whole different side of her. But that was just a really good job for them to seal that block, get their hands turned in, and get the stuff.
Very much something of, I did my job. This is what I'm out here to do. I'm going to celebrate it.
And I know as a former middle, there's nothing better than getting that stuff block. It's a great feeling.
Mountaineers will attack with Sheridan. That finds the line. Mountaineers lead by 2. Really the first 2-point lead we've seen in a while either way.
And that's what Trinity Sheridan brings to this team as a lefty. I mentioned before, she has kind of the angles that a right-handed outside would have, so that's why she's able to hit that cross-court shot.
8 ties, 4 lead changes in this first set. Mountaineers up by 2. Push from Sheridan towards the back, handled by K-State. They will set up Clinton. Now Fierce can't scramble that one. Good hit from Clinton to put pressure on the Mountaineer defense.
It was a hard hit, but she still kind of took a little bit off of it and was able to position a little bit better because she wasn't in the normal, area of the court where she would attack that ball from the outside. So that was a good decision by Clinton on that outside swing.
See the leaders for K-State, as we mentioned, the ace leader has now changed in about 2/3 of the set of play. 3 aces early on for Shay Myers. But West Virginia's attack has looked better and better as this set has gone on after trailing by 4 points early, 5-1.
And so far in this set, West Virginia is hitting .444 with 13 kills to Kansas State's hitting .200 with 11 kills. So there's definitely been a discrepancy there at the attacking line.
And the only error for West Virginia was their first one. They've had 13 straight kills without an error. Back comes K-State, though. They are not done here in the first set.
And with the struggles from the attacking line for Kansas State, West Virginia needs to look for more off speed like that because they're going to do whatever they can to just get some momentum going from the hitting line.
Jordan Williams, who we saw there, is their block leader, but has only played in 9 of their 10 matches. So she missed a match and still is their block leader. Warning, cross court again. 6 kills for her, no errors on 11 attempts.
And a great serve receive as well from her to get that ball, to be able to swing out, get her approach in, and hit that cross-court shot again. I think Kansas State's trying to take away the line and more of the deep cross-court, and she's hitting that sharp shot.
Back comes K-State. A lot of quick points and a hard finish from Shay Myers.
That was a really good swing for her, too. The set was kind of coming from behind the 10-foot line, so she had to open up a little bit more to it, was able to adjust and still have her normal swing.
Well, this is what we expected. 2 teams that played 2 5-setters last year, WVU and KSU. 1-pointer here in the first set at the Coliseum. Well handled there by K-State's middle block. They go for Myers again. Diving dig there to keep it alive. Myers will try again, and off a bet she will score.
And I like to see that hard swing from Myers. She tipped that ball in the previous play, and to see her get that hard swing, she's got such a good attack that it's really needs to be used to score some points to get Kansas State back in this match.
Emerson Van Lannen into serve for K-State. Good serve towards the far side, handled by Horning. Set for Tanton, spins off the net, kept alive and knocked over by Ibrahim. Once again, it's Myers. K-State with 3 in a row to take the lead.
Such a good angle. She does such a good job of hitting those sharp angles to that, what we call the 4 zone. That's not an easy thing to do, but she was able to get it around the block to score that point.
So West Virginia will take their second timeout. Really, K-State has used runs, a 5-1 to begin, and now a 3-0 to take the lead back in the late stages.
They have, and we talked about the hitting. West Virginia is performing much better from the attacking line, but Kansas State's just doing those little things to be able to stay in this match, and that's why they have a 1-point lead.
41 points on 67 attacks is a lot of quick scoring. Series history, K-State's won 18 out of 25 meetings. We mentioned the 2 5-setters last year. Matchers have not won since mid-October 2021. That was a sweep and probably their best year in several years. Get that win in the Big 12. But again, it seems like they've been right there with the Wildcats the last couple of years.
They have. I called that match last year where it went to 5 sets, and it was, back and forth throughout the entire match, and it looks like that's what we're going to see tonight as well.
West Virginia's lost their last 11 in the Big 12, but this is a really different team, even though some of the personnel is the same from last year.
It is, and we've seen a big difference. I mentioned West Virginia is now running a 6-2 offense, so they have more attackers from that front row. But also, Coach Greeny really focuses on fundamentals, and now that she has a year under her belt, they've really been able to get their system going, and you can see those fundamentals are a lot more kind of set in stone this year as they've kind of went through this season so far.
Yeah, year 2 for Jen Greeny, and we mentioned that hot start, 12-0, the best in program history, and the gruel and the grind of winning 4 straight tournaments where you're playing 3 matches in 3 days is also very impressive.
Yeah, that's not easy to do at all. And at one point, they were one of the top teams in number of sweeps. And so to have that many sweeps, you're not only winning, but you're winning in 3 sets. That's a huge accomplishment for this Mountaineer team.
Swing from Ibrahim. Kansas State says if it's not broke, why try and fix it? Let's go to Shay Myers again for another kill. 4 in a row.
She has been really efficient. I think that's her 6th kill on 7 attempts and no errors. So West Virginia really has to get that block set to slow her down and force Kansas State to use some of their other hitters.
Yeah, 6 kills and the 3 aces. So she scored 9 points just on her own. Off the block, Mountaineers stop the run with an Anna Barr kill. Really big point here. K-State can go up to, or West Virginia can tie it.
It is, and London Betts has been pretty efficient from the serving line with 13 aces coming into this match.
That goes deep and too deep, out of bounds. Broadcaster's jinx.
Broadcaster's jinx. That's what happens, though, when you have an aggressive server. Sometimes, unfortunately, you do have those errors to go with it. You just hope that those aces and points outweigh the errors. So
LeGrand, who we mentioned earlier, has been their best server this year, is on the line with their team 2 points away from winning this first set. Tanton. Set comes for the push of Barr again. Myers, off the deflection, will score. As Horning was kind of wrong-footed there. Set point for the Wildcats here in the first set.
She was, and the set from Pfiffner to Anna Barr was a little bit low. When West Virginia has those opportunities to get some swings, they have to do it so they can slow down the Kansas State offense.
Ava LeGrand for the set. Horning, set by Pfiffner to the far side. Tanton swings deflected, kept alive, but knocked into the net. Still scrambling, and Kansas State gets it over. Betts will set it for Pfiffner. The swing there from Barr, defended again well by the Wildcats. Pfiffner will try again to Tanton. Set up and kept alive by LeGrand. And off the block, K-State will once again scramble it. Longest rally of the set with the set on the line. Short for McGath, finesse there. Dug out again by K-State. Myers off the block. Betts. Up goes Barr. Once again handled by LeGrand. Short dig now for Myers. She goes cross-court whistle here. And the point will go to K-State. The Wildcats finishing the set strong. They were down by 2 at 20-18. Close it out well. Take this first set, 25-21, here at Hope Coliseum in Morgantown. Stay with us for set 2 in this Big 12 matchup here midweek.
I stand alone with fire and sun, with passion burning in my veins.
Here, we go further to keep medicine close to home by surrounding you with a team of experts and surrounding our region with the highest level of care, with the world's latest treatments and breakthroughs that change the odds. Because in medicine, we find a way. We go as far as it takes to help the people right here.
The air feels different on fall Saturdays in West Virginia. Familiar roads lead us on early morning drives to a place where we feel alive. And traditions bring together a fierce fan base, united by the same passion: West Virginia football. As West Virginia's bank, we've been there, and we'll continue to be there. United Bank, proud to be united with the Mountaineers.
I stand alone with fire and sun, with passion burning in my veins.
There has never been a better time to be part of the Big 12 than right now. This is a defining moment for all of us.
Big power hit from the outside. There it is.
Stop!
But it cannot go over. Down the line, big swing. There you go.
And an ace!
We truly are a different league.
Back at the Coliseum, and I think if you would have told Jen Green you're going to have 16 straight kills without an error, you would feel pretty good about the first set. And West Virginia was good, but Kansas State, and especially Shay Myers, were able to take control late, Sam.
West Virginia hit 375 in that first set, like you said, with 16 kills. They did a great job from the attacking line, but Kansas State with their 3 service aces. And like you said, Shay Myers with 8 kills alone, hitting 727, really is what put Kansas State over the top in that first set.
You saw the kill from Lundgren. That felt like a big moment where they got an attack from somebody else that was effective to try and get Myers going in the right rotation. You mentioned the hitting percentage, very high for both teams. Again, we talked about it earlier. Blocks was the point of emphasis. None for K-State, yet they're able to win the first set because they're so effective in their attack.
They have been, you know, they've, again, going to Shay Myers and even Anaya Clinton, they've really been able to do what they want to do at the net. West Virginia's gonna have to do a better job of stopping that or slowing it down with their block.
Boy, on the road, you want your seniors to play well. 8 kills and 3 aces for the senior Shay Myers in that first set for K-State.
And hitting 727, that's because she had 0 hitting errors. So she was 100% efficient from the attacking line, and that's what you want to see from your outside hitter.
So how does West Virginia take that away in the second set?
They've really got to make sure that their block is closed, that the middle is getting to the outside, their hands are getting together, and their timing is really well. That they take away the part of the court that Shay Myers likes to go to the most, which is that sharp cross, and leave the rest for the defense, including London Betts, to pick up in the back row.
Shay Myers serves it out of bounds. So there we go once again. Great first set. Starts the second set on a tough mat. And that's key for West Virginia because K-State scored 5 points right away on her serve in the first set. Now you get her off the service line right away. Cassidy Tanton serving for the Mountaineers. Set comes outside for Clinton. Dug out by Betts. Off for the back row, attacking comes Canton. Clinton will try again cross court. Once again finds the hands of Betts. Kept alive off of another attack from Clinton. Clinton will try again, and off the deflection this time she will score to tie it at 1. They just kept setting Clinton, and finally they were able to have some success up the line off the deflection.
They were, and she hits the ball. She has such a high hand. She can reach so far to get that ball that it's really hard to block it because she's able to go over it at times.
There's Clinton again. Really powerful hit off the loose ball.
Yeah, that's one of those overpasses. When you get those as a hitter, you know, I know for me, anytime I got one of those, I'm like, please just get this ball over the net. And there was no doubt that Clinton got that good swing.
Mountaineers go to the lefty Sheridan, but it's out of bounds. So for the second set in a row, K-State has early control, beating 3-1. Extended service for the junior Simone Sims. Good Greeny having a word.
I think they thought there might have been a touch on that Kansas State block, but must not be enough evidence for her to use one of her challenges.
Officiating crew, by the way, Robert Doan is our referee, Michael Brandon, the assistant referee, Robert Finn and Shane White, our line judges. West Virginia ends that 3-0 run. Back on service, trailing by 1 with McGath. That comes outside once again, Clinton. Once again, she scores.
We mentioned this in the first set. You know, she does such a good job of using that block. So West Virginia has to be really disciplined at the net to have that solid block to give her no chance of tooling them for the point.
Myers and Clinton, 15 kills, 1 error on 29 attacks combined. Pushed over by Horning, who had a quieter end to that first set. Probably a reason why West Virginia struggled a bit. Ibrahim, though, in the middle, gets the job done.
That was a great decision by Finbold in transition to go to Ibrahim in the middle. If you watch the Kansas State block, they were really nowhere ready for that ball to go to the middle. So that was a good decision by Finbold and good execution by Ibrahim.
Lefty service from Fiffner. For the back row comes Myers, and she will win the point. That's the other thing with Myers is she can be up front, she can be in the back. You have to account for her no matter where she is.
You really do. She is a weapon from every single position, service line, swinging, back row, front row.
Clinton to serve. Off the tape and over. And towards us. Shay Myers is even attacking me right now.
She is. She's just all over the place. And you know, that's why she was our player to watch at the beginning of this match.
Ball lodged behind my laptop there for a second. Had to dig it out. So that's one dig for me today.
There you go.
Horning cross court for the kill. And that's what she's been able to do best on the offense, is get her in that position.
Yeah, they really need to get her more involved. And what Kansas State has been able to do is keep West Virginia out of systems so they're not able to run that offense, because that's what happens when West Virginia can get the ball to their hitters.
Horning will serve. Myers. Give her now 11 kills on 14 attacks. It's ridiculous.
With 0 hitting errors.
0 hitting errors. Overcooked there. Now she's wanted a deflection. They're not going to get their wish. 8-4 K-State.
And one of the things with running a 6-2 offense like West Virginia does, you know, it doesn't matter how much you practice, the two setters are not going to be exactly alike. And so there is still an adjustment period when you have 2 rotations with Finvold and maybe 1 with Fiffner.
Tanton's attack, well handled there in the back by K-State and Emerson Van Lin. Off the deflection, LeGrand scores the kill.
And that's the setter.
Yep.
She's a setter, and she's still getting those big swings. And that's probably why they're running a 5-1, is because she can be used as an attacker as well in the front row.
Timeout for West Virginia. They trail 9-4 here in the second set. K-State in control after winning the first set here at the Coliseum. On 4 of those, 11 kills for her early on.
She's hitting .733, so it's kind of similar to a batting average in baseball. So that's an extremely impressive, but also as a team, Kansas State is hitting .583 and West Virginia is hitting 0. They have 2 attacks or 2 kills with 2 hitting errors. So that's definitely been the difference here in the second set.
And to extend the baseball analogy, it's like Otani, right? Because she's scoring, but she's also serving and creating with her pitching.
She is. She's a jack of all trades when it comes to the volleyball court, that's for sure.
Service from Van Landen for K-State. Tanton with the tip. Up from the back row, a powerful shot for Clinton, finds the floor. 10-4 K-State.
And this is what makes Kansas State so good, is they have these 2 attackers in Anaya Clinton and Shay Myers that can attack from all 3 rotations in the front row and in the back row as well.
We profiled 2 players early. Myers, we just talked about. Cassidy Tanton has 1 kill on 9 attacks.
She's been very quiet, and they really need to get her going because she's such an important piece to their attacking game.
Good eye there from West Virginia to let that go as Eileen Painter fresh into the match. Watched it roll out of bounds. Cassidy Tanton there. Working from the outside here as London Betts gets ready to serve. Myers off the block. Just about every limb flying there for K-State. They couldn't say that. We had feet, we had arms. It falls for him out to your point.
And that was a great block by West Virginia. That's what they're going to have to do, slow Shay Myers down and force Kansas State to use some of their other hitters.
Yeah, that was McGath and Finvold getting the job done for the Mountaineers. Betts serve.
Yeah, it looks like West Virginia's went back to a 5-1, taken out Fiffner and put Alexis Finvold back in that setting position from the front row.
Kept alive there by Horning's chest. Knocked over by Tanton. Once again, well defended by K-State. Tanton will try again, and she lands her second kill.
And that just kind of shows a little bit of that, you know, Alexis Finvold is a senior, and so putting her in there, you know, Fiffner's struggling a little bit from that setting position, which is a very difficult position to play, so to get a little bit more experience in there to run that offense is going to make a difference for West Virginia.
Mountaineers have crept back within 3 at 10-7. Change the pace there from the left arm of LeGrand. Tanton again, there she goes, back-to-back kills.
That was an amazing set, kind of a pass set from Nina Horning in the back row. She put it exactly where Cassie Tanton likes the ball, a little bit off the net, but close to the antenna, which allowed her to have complete control of where the ball went.
Set there from LeGrand. When in doubt, let's go back to Shay Myers. How about that? Another kill for her.
She, again, is just so good at seeing the floor, knowing where the holes are, knowing where the block is. That's what's made her such an efficient hitter.
12 kills on 18 attempts. So what she has done better, that batting average is down to about 600 now.
Yeah, she does have one hitting error, so she's only hitting 611 now instead of in the 700s.
Once again defended by West Virginia and Horning. Myers will try again, goes up the line this time. Smart, and gets it to land. It doesn't have to be powerful if you put it in the right place.
It is, and Nina Horning was not in the right place. I kind of saw Coach Greeny's reaction when she saw Horning not moving to the right place, and so again, they're so good at seeing those holes, seeing where the defense of West Virginia is not, and putting the ball there.
Lead back to 4, 12-8 in favor of K-State. McGath blocked. Tanton rising again. Popped up. Myers dug out well by Betts. Swing now from Tanton. Diving dig, pancake doesn't work there for Simone Sims, and West Virginia scores.
And we've seen Kansas State come with a little bit of that off speed, and now we're seeing West Virginia do that again. You're just trying to get something going to get that momentum and get some points strung together.
So Finvold spins that ball, lets it fly. Sims, set from LeGrand. Swing is chested down, kept alive well by West Virginia.
It was great defense by West Virginia.
And then a missed hit from Lundgren gives them out, here's the point.
And that was just one of those in the right place at the right time. Finvold does such a good job of just getting her body behind the ball. When it's coming that hard, you don't need to move your arms. You just need to get them where the ball is, and she did a really good job of defending that swing.
Both those first few touches, it's so hard to get that soft contact on that kind of power. They did that. Hard swing and in from Tanton.
I believe that's Tanton's 5th kill on the match, and she only had 1 coming into the set, so they've done a better job of getting her more involved.
Only had 1 going into the timeout, in fact.
Yeah.
And so they've really gone to her out of this timeout, and it's worked. I think both timeouts have really helped West Virginia to start sets. Second timeout, not so much in this first set. Hit out of bounds.
And that's something I've noticed about Coach Greeny is she's very strategic with how she calls her timeouts.
That was deflected on the way out of bounds, though. So a point for K-State, 13-11. Their best server, Myers, back there. She did have a service there to begin the second set. Not this time. Betts, Tanton. Swing from Sheridan, deflected and down. Sheridan with her 3rd kill on 9 swings.
Saw her get a couple swings in the beginning of the first set, and then she was kind of quiet. So, again, getting that ball spread out, moving it around, and getting multiple hitters involved.
Short set, blocked. Another attempt there for Lundgren. Kansas State confused with the call there, but it will be West Virginia's point. It's a tie, I think, to 13.
Looks like they called a double contact.
Yeah. I didn't see that.
I didn't either. And the official is kind of blocking our view of it live.
Jason Mansfield having a chat, getting an explanation. Looks less than satisfied with it. but will not use a challenge here. That look says it all.
And he is not pleased with that call.
Back row attack from Myers defended. That one did not get over cleanly, so a double contact for West Virginia and a point for K-State.
Ooh, I thought Kansas State might have touched that.
We'll get a good look at it here.
No,
we're off the top of the net.
In live, in real time, it did look like there was a touch from Kansas State, but looking at that replay, it definitely did just hit off the top of the net.
We're going to get a challenge here, but it's going to be a pretty quick one.
Yeah, I don't think that this is going to be reverse. I did see what Coach Greeny saw.
West Virginia is challenging the call on the floor that their player contacted the ball 2 separate times.
Now, they may be looking at it here. I don't know.
Maybe before the swing before it hit the net?
Yeah.
That's what we're going back to right now.
So
there's the dig. There's the attack at the net. Once off the net, came back.
Now, if Maddie McGath would have went up with 2 hands to block the ball, then they may have a case here because a block doesn't count as one of the contacts. But the fact that she went up with 1 hand and then the ball did hit the top of the net, it does look like this call is probably going to be confirmed. Because I don't see any touch from Kansas State.
I would agree. Look at every angle just to be thorough, but I think that first view is going to be the definitive one. Get another look at it here from a different angle.
After review, the call on the floor stands. Point Kansas State. West Virginia will lose a challenge.
So a key swing there. K-State keeps the point. They will take a 1-point lead, 14-13. Jen Greeny getting the detailed explanation. Really no reaction at all as she gets this explanation.
No, it definitely did from my position. Looked like Kansas State touched the ball, but once we went back and looked at that review, you could tell that it was definitely off of the net and not off of the Kansas State block.
Yep, right call. Confirmed by replay. But again, it's good to have that so at least both teams know, okay, even though, like you said, it looked initially like it was something else, the right call was made. Referee saw it perfectly. All right, so Simone Sims to serve for the Wildcats. Tip from Sheridan, pancake there to keep it alive from Sims. And then the swing from Clinton is blocked.
And I know it wasn't a timeout, it was a challenge, but it's kind of like an extra timeout for West Virginia, so good to see them come out of that kind of extra timeout with the point to try to get some points and get that swung back to their side.
McGath active at the net now. She'll be active from behind the service line with a pop-up serve. Attack blocked. Now Sears will get the point as Clinton's denied.
This is a strong rotation for West Virginia with Maddie McGath serving as long as they can keep the ball out of the back row because London Betts is not back there. But McGath has a very kind of strategic serve, and she's been very efficient so far.
Pops it up more towards the middle this time. Set and swing comes and a kill for Jordan Williams, who we mentioned has been pretty quiet in this match. One of their better players that has not played a lot in this first and second set.
He has been, and McGath was trying to kind of get them out of system by putting that serve between 2 or 3 different players, so they have to talk, but Kansas State did a good job of communicating and keeping that ball in system.
Assist number 25 already for Grand, by the way. She's been excellent. Looking for assist 26. Won't get it on that one. Horning battling at the net. Will be K-State's point.
And that's one of those plays where I would prefer to see London Betts make that set instead of Ibrahim, but sometimes as a middle you get kind of caught and you're not really sure what to do, that you have nowhere to go. And it just kind of put Nina Horning a little too far outside on that antenna.
Great view from our antenna cam there. That was an excellent block. Service from Kaylee Pond. It'll be K-State continuing to serve with Pond. Freshman from Roanoke, Virginia, so I'm sure she's got some friends and family that made the short trip across the border. Horning with the swing. K-State unable to punch it over. Point for West Virginia. I say short trip. Morgantown's a lot closer than Manhattan is, I guess, relatively.
It is.
Hours. Really one of the few players on this roster that's not from the Midwest. A lot of Texans, a lot of Nebraskans, a couple Kansas natives. Service from Eiley Painter. Easy for Clinton on that side to knock it down.
Yeah, between Shay Myers and Anaya Clinton, they have 22 of the Kansas State 31 kills.
45 of the 73 attempts as well.
Yeah.
Myers through the block for the kill. And West Virginia will take their second timeout of this set, trailing 19-16. K-State in this set has been not as good as the first set in terms of their hitting, but solid at 250. West Virginia, kind of like their match last week, hit really well early, and it's kind of trended down since then. 115 right now here in the second set.
They really have, and they haven't been getting the ball in system. Kansas State has really had their way with West Virginia's defense, tooling it off the block, causing them to not be able to get that second ball to Alexis Finbold, and West Virginia struggles when they're not able to keep that ball in system. And so, you know, good job by Kansas State to be so aggressive from that front court.
Both these teams currently unranked, but that's the exception to the rule in the Big 12. Just about every match you're going to see in this conference is going to involve a ranked team. There's a lot of quality in the conference. And it was funny, Jen Greeny was saying she feels like everybody in the conference is better. You know, West Virginia certainly is better than the team that finished on the bottom last year, but everybody above them also has gotten better.
They have, and West Virginia was preseason ranked last in the Big 12, and they've already exceeded, I think, expectations from last year, and Kansas State was only preseason ranked 8th. And so both of these teams are going to continue to get better. I've already seen growth from their teams last year to this year, and that's what's made this match so close.
So not only 5 in the top 25, 5 in the top 19, and really half of that range between 8 and 19 is Big 12 clubs. So you're going to see a lot of really competitive volleyball and high-quality volleyball in the Big 12 this year. It's been a close one here as well. Kansas State taking the first set 25-21, now leading in the second set. 19-16 here at the Coliseum. West Virginia's point on the carry.
And we've seen Kansas State use West Virginia's block really well to score those points. So West Virginia needs to do the same thing, is instead of trying to get that clean kill, try to use the block, tool it off, get them to force it out of bounds and make the mistakes.
Horning with 9 kills now to lead West Virginia. 2 errors. Horning called on defense twice to make digs. Change of pace there. It looked like they were going to go to Myers. They went to Clinton instead. And then an excellent cross-court shot at a tough angle from Cassidy Tanton. See all the tape on those fingers for Cassidy Tanton. She has earned every kill that she's gotten tonight. Service for Horning. Overpass. West Virginia can't take full advantage though. Myers will push towards the corner, and once again, taking advantage of Horning's position in that back row.
And it seems like she needs to kind of shift over to that right back position. And every single time she's moving towards the left and then having to turn and at the last second get to that right back position. And by the time she gets there, it's just too late.
Boy, Myers has scored a lot, but she's also scored just about every key point in this match too. Ibrahim's blocked by the combination of Myers and Lundgren. Now Myers rising again for the kill.
I mean, she's just done such a good job of hitting that cross-court shot, working around West Virginia's block. And it looks like we're going to see some changes for West Virginia to maybe make some adjustments.
Fiftner on, Barr on. Out comes Painter. And I like too, so you go down the line on the previous attempt, get West Virginia thinking about that, then you go cross court again for the next one. But the service out of bounds, and again, the substitutions not only to make changes, but to disrupt the rhythm.
It did, and then, again, we have London Betts going back to the service line to see if West Virginia can string together a few points and get this set tied up.
Yeah, you feel like if they're gonna rally, it's gonna be with this player serving.
It really is.
Betts going cross court with the serve, an excellent one. Kept alive by Myers. Now Shears will set it towards the far side. Push from Barr is blocked. K-State able to get it over the net cleanly. Now Shears will get back within one. Betts for the tie here in the second set. Another good serve. Rising forth, though, is Clinton, and she will knock it down. Lead is 3, 22-20, late in this second set.
Both of these teams have been so efficient, but especially Kansas State from the front row and the back row on that attack.
LeGrand serving, will go towards the back, handled initially by Horning. Dodgers will set Tanton, she goes cross court for the kill to have the deficit back to 1. 22-21 here in the second set. West Virginia will send Fynbold back to serve, trying to tie this one once again here in set number 2. We have seen 4 ties and 3 lead changes after 9 and 5 respectively in that first set, which K-State won 25-21. Reagan Fox blocked at the net. West Virginia able to get the job done with the combination of McGath and Sheridan. Timeout Kansas State. West Virginia has pulled this back even at 22-all. And it just seems like they've been more efficient in the offense now. 219 doesn't look great, but it's about 100 points higher than what they were hitting even 10, 15 points ago. They've been able to limit Kansas State a little bit. Wildcats are hitting 275, 17 kills versus 6 airs. Also, the passing for both teams has improved, I think, as the second set has gone on. LeGrand beating the way with 28 assists for K-State. She has spread it out with her 2 setters. Fynbold with 15, Fiftner with 8. 33-27 the lead for K-State in sets. So it's the first of 2 home volleyball matches for West Virginia. You can tune in to ESPN Plus on Friday at 6 p.m. when WVU returns to action against BYU in a key Big 12 matchup. Eric Little and Sam Bell will have all the action here from Hope Coliseum. BYU suffering a surprising loss to Colorado to open conference play. They are a top 10 club on the air. You'll get to see them here in Morgantown on Friday at 6 on ESPN Plus. So K-State using a timeout for the first time in this match to puzzle things out after West Virginia has rallied to get things even at 22-all. As they try and do what they did last week against Cincinnati after losing the first set, come back and win the second one. West Virginia trying to get their first win in 4 years against K-State, and also in that pesky 11-match Big 12 losing streak. They're 3-0 at home this year, playing their first conference home match after losing at Cincinnati last week. It's here service from Fynbold. Set up now, once again, they go to Myers for the kill. That's unable to handle the shot up the line, and now Myers in a position where she can serve out the set if she can get 2 more for her team. 23-22 K-State. Post deep, handled by Horning. Set up by Fenvold and blocked. There was Clinton and Lundgren getting the job done. Actually, no, it was out of bounds. So West Virginia will tie it at 23. Big serve for Tanton here. Someone's gonna have set point after this. Who will it be? It'll be Kansas State as Clinton's hit spins off the net, finds the floor on the right side. Set point for the Wildcats and Simone Sims. Sims goes deep, picks on her fellow libero, Betts. Sheridan's attack deflected. K-State will try it up the middle. Back row attack from Myers will get the job done. Her 18th kill of this match gives Kansas State a 2-0 lead, a 25-23 final here in the second set. K-State hitting right about what they did in that victorious first set. 3:13 for the match, 3:26 now for this set. Sam Bailey now with West Virginia coach Jen Graney.
These first two sets have been pretty close. What kind of adjustments do you need to make to pull off this reverse sweep?
Yeah, we just got to be better in the red zone. From 20 on, we were making just too many, mistakes, and we got to serve a little tougher as well.
Thanks, Coach.
West Virginia coach Jen Greeny joining Sam Bailey here after the second set. K-State going for the sweep here in the third set, leading 25-21, 25-23 here at the Coliseum. Back with set number 3 from Morgantown after this on ESPN+.
I stand alone with fire inside, with passion burning in my veins.
Being a parent is serious business and hard work. We get it, and we're here to support you every step of the way. If you have questions, concerns, or just want to learn more about childhood immunizations, schedule a visit with one of our trusted doctors. We're here to listen, answer questions, and help you make informed decisions. When it comes to your child's health, you want the best, and so do we.
The air feels different on fall Saturdays in West Virginia. Familiar roads lead us on early morning drives to a place where we feel alive. And traditions bring together a fierce fan base, united by the same passion: West Virginia football. As West Virginia's bank, we've been there, and we'll continue to be there. United Bank, proud to be united with the Mountaineers.
Mountaineer Nation, the fight, the pride, the passion starts with you. After a dominant 16-0 undefeated run at home, we're not slowing down. We need you louder than ever, because with you in the stands, we're stronger together. Don't miss a moment. Lock in your seats and secure your season tickets today at WVUGame.com. Let's go Mountaineers.
I stand alone with fire inside, with passion burning in my veins.
Back at Hope Coliseum in Morgantown, K-State spoiling West Virginia's home opening party, leading 25-21, 25-23 here after two sets. A great start for Shay Myers. 18 kills, just one error. She is hitting .607 for the match. And Aya Clinton's been excellent as well. 11 kills for her, just 3 errors on 25 attempts. She is hitting .320. West Virginia led by Nina Horning's 9 kills. Cassidy Tandon's been error-free, 8 kills for her, 7 in that second set, 120 attempts. She is hitting .400. And then Maddie McGath with 4 kills. She's been efficient as well. Just 1 error, .333 on the day. Sam Bailey with K-State coach Jason Mansfield.
Coach, Shay Myers has been so effective from all 6 positions tonight. What has she been able to do that's allowed her to do that, and what does she mean to this team?
She means everything as far as she just takes big swings with us, whether it's in system or out of system. Her and Ava's connection is special, and we need all of it, right? We need all the kills we can get from her tonight, so she's doing a great job so far.
And your team has done a good job of slowing down the West Virginia attack and trying to, keep them out of system. What has allowed you to be able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting them out of system, but they're still hitting above 300 for the match. So we need to do a better job. We only have one block for the match. So we have opportunities. Our servers are doing a great job, but we got to finish it with some good sound block and getting across the net.
Thanks, Coach.
Sam Bailey with Coach Jason Mansfield will show you how his team built this 2-0 lead. West Virginia really struggled early on in both sets, really, trailing 5-1 early in the first set. It was 4-1 early on in the second set. It seems like when they've been effective, it's been because they've been able to get horning on the attack. But again, the dynamic duo for K-State has been really good. You see Clinton there with a kill up the middle. They've been able to set an outside back row. Whatever Shay Myers needs, she's been able to deliver. Cassidy Tanton got going as well with 7 kills in that set, but just too much Shay Myers. K-State taking that second set, 25-23. Here's the stats through 2 sets. As Jason Mansfield mentioned, West Virginia is hitting well, 311, just behind K-State's 321. But the kills, 9 more for K-State. They've taken 10 more attempts than West Virginia too, so they've taken advantage and been efficient with those extra attempts. And then the blocks for West Virginia a little bit better in that second set with 6. Again, K-State has really emphasized their blocking. Just 1 block so far, Sam, and yet they're up 2-0.
They have, and just like Coach Mansfield is saying, I asked him if they'd slowed down West Virginia's hit, and he's not pleased. He's not pleased with what they've been able to do, which just tells you what kind of coach he is and the kind of environment and atmosphere that he's created. But he is right; they've been able to keep West Virginia out of system, and I think that's really been the biggest difference tonight.
Mountaineers will send Alexis Finvold back to serve. Up the middle it goes. Kept alive by Betts, set up by Finvold. Tanton with the kill. Mountaineers lead 1-0 early on. Something else that West Virginia needs more of. No service aces so far. They've been better defensively after a really hot start. Myers had 3 aces in that first set. No aces either way since then.
Which, as a volleyball fan, I feel like it is more fun to watch when there are those longer rallies and not as many just service aces.
What was it that Kevin Costner said, Bull Drum strikeouts are fascist?
Yeah. Yep.
Aces get big for boring points, boring for quick points.
They're nice every once in a while, but we do like to see those longer rallies.
As spice, not as the main course.
Exactly.
Right? Finvold served well. Mountaineers getting 2-0 early on in this third set. Cross court kill there for K-State. They are on the board. No surprise that it's Shay Myers they go to do it.
She's just such a huge part of this team and, efficient from every single position, not just from 2 or 3 in the front row.
I feel like this is the recipe for K-State to win, to have both their stars in double digits and kills through 2 sets. McGath though the other way for West Virginia.
But not to take any credit away from West Virginia either. Kansas State's 2 heavy hitters have been hitting so well. And West Virginia lost the first set by 4 and the second set by 2. So these sets have been really close, and West Virginia's really been able to stick with them.
Overpass there, Betts calls for it, gets it, set quick for McGath, and she puts it home. Seen more of Maddie McGath here in the third set.
And that's something that we didn't see much from. I'm sure as much as Coach Green would like to see is getting those middles involved, especially McGath, who's been playing this position for West Virginia for quite some time now.
Junior from Brookfield, Wisconsin, really has been in that position, as you said, all 3 years. Overhit there was deflected. Clinton's hit. Mountaineers said no way. They thought I went through clean.
We might see a challenge on this one, looking at the reaction of Greeny.
Yep, Coach Jen Greeny will challenge that was a clean hit through. So West Virginia trying to take control of this third set, trying to pick up a point here.
Of a touched ball.
Jen Greeny basically say, yeah, this is the right call. This is the right challenge. Take a look at it, first look. That's really close.
From this angle, it looks like she touched it.
I think so too. Let's
but
look at
this might be a better angle. I just don't know if there's going to be enough evidence to overturn that, since the original call was that there was a touch.
That's what I was just going to say is, If you don't have a conclusion, then the conclusion is what you called.
Exactly.
Second challenge of this match here in the third set. It's got to be a balance for Jen Greeny here because her team has played well in this third set. You don't want to hit pause necessarily, but you also really want this point.
Yeah, and that's why I think it might be a little frustrating if they don't get this call overturned. This might be our best view. Maybe not. It's hard to tell.
We're seeing what the officials are seeing. What you're seeing at home is what the officials are seeing too. All right, let's go upstairs and see what we can see. Now they're looking to maybe see if it was out or not. Just to cover their bases, I think, more than anything.
Tough job the officials have.
The call on the floor is reversed. There was no touch. Point West Virginia. They retain their challenge.
So that's big.
It
5-1 now, West Virginia.
It is, and I know, you know, they can't look at the player's reaction when they're trying to reverse a call, but if you looked at Trinity Sheridan and Maddie McGath, they both came off the net very, you know, sure that they did not touch the ball, and a lot of times the player's reaction is going to tell you whether there was a touch or not.
And maybe that's why we saw that last replay.
That could have been. So I know for me, I gave it away if I touched the ball. But thankfully, we didn't have replay when I played, so I didn't have to worry about that.
Back comes K-State, though. Clinton with the kill. Had to figure they were going to go to her or Myers in that situation to stop the run for West Virginia. All three sets have started with one team getting control. First two sets has been K-State. Third set, West Virginia. Horning with the kill. That's for Fenvold for Horning.
She did a great job of splitting that block from Kansas State. The middle didn't quite get all the way out to that right side, which gave a seam for Horning to hit.
Fenvold unable to get a piece of that one.
And you don't want to see Fenvold reaching for that ball. She's the setter. You want her to get the second ball, so she needs to step back. And Cassidy Tanton was coming in behind her to take that seam. They need to let it go to Cassidy Tanton so that she can get the set.
Yeah, definitely seemed like she had cover there. Didn't have to touch it. Horning, Fenvold, back for Horning.
I feel like we haven't seen a swing like that from her in a while. I mean, she's had a little bit of off-speed stuff, so it's good to see her getting that sharp cross-court hard swing. She just does such a good job of hitting that angle.
Sure, that's something they draw all the time. Get the first touch, get the third touch, you know, kind of go to the net, get the set and finish it.
It is, and just like Coach Mansfield said, that, you know, they did a good job of getting West Virginia out of system. They've not been able to do that as much during this third set.
Fiftner serve. Cross court goes Clinton for the kill, 7-4.
It's a little off-speed swing from Clinton. She has such good hang time too. She just kind of is in the air for what seems like multiple seconds and was able to get that off-speed to find that hole.
K-State up 2-0. West Virginia has not lost at home this year, 3-0. Big 12 conference home opener for them. 0-1 on the conference campaign as the hit from Tanton goes out of bounds. K-State opened up 0-2 against tough competition. Now here in Morgantown trying to get that first conference win. They won twice against the Mountaineers last year. Home and away both.
It's a big match for both teams tonight.
Horning down the line, gets the kill. And I think too, K-State, you want to get a win on the road. You're going to Cincinnati next. That'll be a challenging match. For West Virginia, you've got a 19th ranked BYU team coming in on Friday. So this feels like the more winnable match of the two this weekend on paper. West Virginia's first ace of the match comes from Horning.
It's good to see her getting more involved. I feel like she's been very quiet, especially in that second set. So to see her getting involved from the service line and from the attacking line.
Horning again. Into the net goes the swing of Jordan Williams. West Virginia with their best stretch of this match, leading 10-5 here in the third set. And Kansas State, sensing that, will take a timeout. West Virginia trying to extend this match to a 4-set. They lead 10-5 here in the third at the Coliseum. At 7 p.m. when they take on the Arizona Wildcats in a key Big 12 matchup. WVU comes into the match with a 6-2-2 record and currently is 14th in the latest RPI rankings. Arizona comes in with a 7-4-0 record. Catch Andrew Crudy and Adam Sundel tomorrow on the call on ESPN+. West Virginia coming off a great road trip, winning at BYU, which is not easy to do, and getting a golazo to tie Utah in the second match. Their first conference home match. West Virginia volleyball playing their first home conference match as well, leading 10-5 here in the third set. K-State with the point out of the timeout.
Yeah, Anna Barr trying to hit that ball down the line, over-rotated a little bit and hit the antenna.
Instructions for Emerson Van Lanen from the K-State sideline before she serves here. Overpass from Horning is punished. Not the player you want to overpass to.
It's definitely not, that's for sure. And, you know, Coach Greeny talked about before the intermission about serve and pass. So getting those serve-receive balls to the setter, and, you know, you want to get those offensive swings and not give those overpasses and any opportunities to Kansas State.
Shay Myers, 20 kills now, 1 error on 31 attempts, hitting .613. Miss hit there from West Virginia's Ibrahim. I can't think of too many matches I've seen somebody hit .613, you know, early in the third set.
Especially with that many attempts. Yeah. Like, you know, you see somebody with 2 or 3 attempts hitting very well, but she has 31 attempts and is hitting that .613 with only 1 hitting error.
We mentioned in the open, she's averaging just under 5 kills per set, which is 9th in the nation. That's going up. She's averaging about 7 a set now, and we're early in the third set. West Virginia will make some changes again. It worked in the second set to break momentum a little bit. But K-State's timeout was perfectly used. They've been 4-0 out of that timeout.
It was, and I know Coach Greeny likes to have those 3 attackers, but maybe bringing Finvold in to run that 5-1 might be the difference.
Tanton whips that across court, but just out of bounds. 5 in a row. I think West Virginia has also going to paint her in this kind of situation as well for a little bit more defense on the back row. Long service game from Van Lanen, and she'll score another one as West Virginia can't retrieve it. We nearly had to retrieve it as it came off our table.
Yeah, that was close.
So K-State's first lead of this set. They've scored 6 in a row. And now West Virginia, having not scored since K-State's timeout, will use one of their own here, down 11-10. Wildcats hitting .375 in this set. 5 kills, 2 errors on 8 attempts. West Virginia has had more attempts, 14, but 5 errors really hurt you.
It does, and you know, they've dropped below that 300 mark for the match. The first set, they were so strong from that attacking line, and it's progressively gotten a little bit lower as the match has went on.
Which is what happened against Cincinnati as well, where they just kind of faded as that match went on. 12-0 start was great, but the competition wasn't the strongest. Is this kind of where you see that a little bit, where you don't have to cruise as much because you're playing against tougher competition?
It does, and you know, the 12-0 start, you know, that's not easy to do regardless of what competition you're playing. But once you get into the Big 12, into this conference, it's a dogfight night in and night out, and you really get to see, what things are working, what's not working, and it's just, really good competition, and you just get to see what your team is made of.
K-State's only playing their 5th match away from home, 1-1 away, 2-0 neutral coming into this match. And like we mentioned earlier, a team that had about middling expectations in this conference, picked to finish 8th in the Big 12, 7-1 non-conference coming into Big 12 play. And like you said, they lost last weekend. They were very competitive in those 2 losses.
They were. Kansas State actually had, back on September 19th, they had a 5-set win over 25-ranked North Carolina.
Right.
So, they've had some really tough competition as well. And it shows because they're really working well together as a team, and they don't back down.
The big thing about that was they beat North Carolina. They're playing in North Carolina's tournament. They beat them at Carmichael. Then they're playing East Carolina. Brenna Schmidt goes down. And Jason Mansfield talked about how emotionally and also in terms of personnel, that really affected them. So you go into Big 12 play off of that. You're missing one of your key leaders. You lose 2. Really impressive to go on the road and do what they've been able to do so far. And again, it goes back to Clinton and Myers, 2 of your leaders, your 2 best players, have stepped up in a big way tonight.
And he's talked a lot about the block, wanting to be more efficient from the block. And Brenna Schmidt was their senior middle blocker. Yep. And so that's a huge piece that's been missing. But they've been able to fill that in and find other ways to win matches.
Tanton swing. Missed it there, but kept alive for now. Just a bad touch there from Pawn, costing Kansas State the point.
And I think that worked out for West Virginia because that looked like that ball was down. I don't think I don't think that she got underneath it on that pancake, but it worked out for West Virginia.
So Betts to serve. Mountaineers up 1. They led 10-5 earlier in this set. Excellent dig from Betts. Set up by McGath. Tanton can't get it to fall. Up goes Myers again, and she will. 12 all. 21 kills now with still just that 1 error. I think you could play a video game and not be that efficient.
No, that's for sure. She's hitting 588 with 21 kills.
5 digs, the 3 first set aces as well. Excellent serve from LeGrand, who's probably been their most consistent server outside of Myers in this match. Back row swing there from Clinton. Garcia can't retrieve it. Point for K-State.
K-State's doing a better job of getting West Virginia out of system. And I feel like I've said that a lot. And what I mean by that is the setter's not making contact on the second ball. Someone else is having to step in and play that second ball. And what that does is it really just takes away a lot of your attackers at the front row and slows down your offense, allowing the other team to make better plays on the ball. And K-State's done a really good job here, especially towards the second half of what we've seen so far in this set.
LeGrand serving. Tanton will get the return pass. That's twice where she has done that in this set, where the player that receives is the player that finishes.
And when that ball went, that servicey ball came over, it looked like it was going to Eiley Painter, and you could just see Cassidy Tanton step in front of her and be like, no, I'm taking this, I'm going out, and I'm going to get the point for my team.
Back even at 13. Fenvold will serve. Goes short this time. Called and handled by Myers for K-State. Kept alive by the Mountaineers, Fenvold. Corning saves it for Tanton. Quick set there. West Virginia saw it all the way, and McGath was there.
And I think having Fenvold in there to play defense, she's just done a really good job. We've seen her get some touches on those kills, especially from Shay Myers, and she's been able to keep the ball in play.
I was going to ask this when Grant was serving, but I can ask it now that West Virginia has Fenvold serving. When your setter is serving, how does that kind of change the equation?
It does a little bit, because she has to come from that back row. She has to kind of adjust, but she's also playing defense in the right back position. So the attackers from the other side are going to try to go to her when they're hitting the ball, doing anything off speed to get her out of the offense and make someone step up and make a play. That's
frustrating for West Virginia. Second ball was on the court, kind of messed up the rhythm, and then Fenvold serves it out of bounds. Myers with a powerful attack again. Mountaineers will set Sheridan, lefty hit towards the back, handled by the libero. Once again over by Myers, and she'll get another kill. Sims did really well to set her up there.
She did, and it was a good decision to kind of hit with some off speed because I think West Virginia was on their heels a little bit. They weren't ready for that to come over as slow. and it kind of caught him off guard.
22 kills now for Myers. She'll serve. Finvold set for McGath into the net.
Such a good pass, too, in serve receive, and West Virginia has struggled a little bit with serve receive here in the last couple of points, so, you know, it's kind of hard to see that good serve receive ball and then hit the ball in the net.
Instructions there from Jen Green. You got to figure she's on the edge of a timeout right now if they get another point or two. Set comes for Tanton. She is blocked. The block lands in from Clinton, right on the line. I don't think she thought it was going to land in, but it did.
I don't think so either.
Watch her. She's like, oops, okay, it's point. We're good.
You take what you can get, that's for sure.
West Virginia is challenging
we'll see.
that there was a
gonna
net
challenge this,
violation on the
actually.
play.
Well, and here we go back to the body language, right?
Yep.
Clinton didn't sell that as well as West Virginia did. Seeing it live, I thought it landed in, but we'll see what the replay shows us.
It was very close.
All right, so we're going to look at the net here. There's the deflection. Maybe Kent State hit the net there. Is that a possibility? Right there?
The net moved, that's for sure. Oh. It looked like maybe Anaya Clinton when she came down.
That's what I was thinking, that Clinton hit the net.
Hit the net. I was looking at the middle.
After review, the call on the floor will be reversed. Kansas State number 5 was in the net. Point West Virginia. They retain their challenge.
Okay, what do we know? All right, so West Virginia will get the point. Clinton in the net. And again, instead of being 17-14 in K-State's favor, now it's just a 1-point lead at 16-15. Mountaineers have Tanton serving.
It was a huge call for West Virginia to get that challenge.
But what do we know? It's either going to be Clinton or Myers. This time it's Clinton. She gets the kill.
And I like the decision to go to Clinton because on the previous play, you know, they reversed it, said that she was in the net. It's a great decision to go back to her and let her kind of redeem that point for her team.
So now the lead is 2 for K-State, but handed right back on a service error from Simone Sims. 5th service error for K-State. West Virginia has 4. Still just a 1 ace for West Virginia. K-State has 4, but 3 of those were very early by Shay Myers. McGath serving. Goes to the outside. K-State is flagged. Point for West Virginia.
Looks like it hit the antenna on that. Maddie McGath does a really good job of serving to this 4 zone. So what she's trying to do is you see this kind of cluster of 2 hitters and a setter in the left front position. She's trying to get it there to kind of disrupt the offense and slow them down.
6 tie, but the 6th lead change will blow into K-State as the service there gives the Wildcats possession. They'll bring Kaylee Pond in to serve. Pond with 3 aces on the year, does have the 14 service errors. Pop-up serve this time, handled by Tanton. Set up for an excellent hit for Horning.
Horning's 13th kill in this match. And again, it was one of those that was a hard, aggressive swing that I feel like we haven't seen as much of, but she got that one-on-one opportunity and was able to really put the ball down.
Led WVU at Cincinnati in kills, 1 behind Tanton for the lead tonight as well. But I feel like that's going to be the formula all year. You're going to have 3-4 players around 9 to about 14, 15 kills in a 3-set match. Obviously more in a longer match as West Virginia retakes the lead.
Great joust at the net when the ball kind of just rests right at the top of the net. And it looked like LeGrand should have went up with 2 hands. Anytime you have a joust like that, you want to go up with 2 hands because you're much stronger, and that's what West Virginia was able to do.
Horning there to get the block. Deflection, though, on that attack ties it again at 19. This feels like one that's going to go past 25 to me.
It does. This set has been very even on both sides. You know, looking hitting percentages, West Virginia's 261 to Kansas State's 263. It's been very even in this set.
Serve from Clinton. Popped up by Painter for West Virginia. Set by Finvold. Horning blocked at the net, but out of bounds.
It looked like that block from Kansas State just didn't get their hands completely turned in on that outside. It looked like they had it closed, but just didn't get it turned in towards the court, and that's what pushed it out of bounds.
So every point's going to be huge. See what Horning can do with this serve. The Mountaineers up 1. Saved by the Mountaineers, but unable to be put up. That was a really good dig there from Painter, but the second touch from Betts wasn't high enough.
It was, and that was a great play by Kansas State as well to put that ball in Shay Myers' hands. You know, that wasn't the greatest pass. It was kind of a last-minute, dig and great swing, but good effort by West Virginia.
Mountaineers are going to bring Shalina Lederer in for the first time in this match. Some height up front to counteract that attack from Myers, I would say.
It is. You know, they brought her in before to kind of give a stronger presence at the block.
Tanton does really well there out of rotation to put that in.
She does, and she just knows where she's at on the court and is able to adjust her swing accordingly. And that's something that we've really seen her with that out-of-system ball, knows exactly where those holes are and is able to adjust and get the point.
So Lederer wins her deep point, comes back out. West Virginia will have Betts serve. Myers, finesse, dug out by Painter. Swing now from Tanton, off the net and down to the floor. 2 in a row for West Virginia.
And that's one of those you can tell the blockers from Kansas State are trained not to reach behind them. Sometimes blockers turn around, they try to reach at the last second, and you can tell that they're not, they're trained not to do that, but there was no defender there to pick up that ball.
So timeout Kansas State, West Virginia trying to extend this match, leading 22-20 here in the third set. And it kind of feels like the reverse of K-State's match against Arizona State, where they were really competitive but couldn't win a set. It's been West Virginia's story, but they're in a position now to maybe win this third set and extend it.
They are, and West Virginia, especially at the beginning of the season, struggled in the first to second set and had a couple reverse sweeps. So this is definitely a team that you don't want to sleep on because they're gonna push until the very last point.
You saw the Mountaineer there. She's going to be busy because it's a lot going on in WVU sports. Starting tomorrow, 7 o'clock, West Virginia women's soccer versus Arizona on ESPN+. Friday, we've got 2 for you on ESPN+. It'll be West Virginia against BYU in volleyball. 10:30 will be West Virginia against BYU on football on the flagship ESPN. And then for the weekend, men's soccer on Saturday, I'll be on the call with Nick Farrell at 7 o'clock for Georgia Southern in Sun Belt play. And then Sunday, it's a noon kickoff for West Virginia's women against Arizona State in women's soccer. So not only a lot going on, but a lot of interesting things going on as we get into conference play here.
There is, and I'm excited to see this BYU team come in on Friday as well. Ranked team, a very tough competitor for West Virginia, and it'll be an exciting match to watch.
I'll pass the play-by-play baton to Eric Little. You'll be here for that one. So West Virginia out of the timeout, leading by 2, with arguably their best server on the year, London Betts, stepping behind the line. Betts goes towards the far side. Back row attack. Saved by Painter and knocked over by Horning. K-State will try again. Back row attack again. Horning flying high above the scoreboard. The overpass that was hit out of bounds, and West Virginia leads by 3.
Great defense by West Virginia to dig those balls. I know for me personally, I figured that they may go to Shay Myers on the outside, but to go to Anaya Clinton 2 times in a row on the back row, they were trying to throw off West Virginia's defense, but they were ready and were able to make some really good plays on the ball.
I think they'll go to Myers here, though, down 3, but they don't have to because the serve is short.
And that was a good decision to try to go to that kind of front middle, because it was wide open. You're trying to get the ball to Shay Myers to get her out of system. It was a good decision, but just didn't work out for West Virginia this time.
So now K-State goes to one of their best servers in LeGrand, down 2 here in the third set. Back row handled by Betts. Set up by Finvold. Attack from Horning. Kept alive. Dug over by Sims. Betts for Finvold. For Tanton. Blocked into the net. Point for West Virginia. Set point for West Virginia.
And that was a big rotation, too, for West Virginia to get through, because they only had those 2 attackers. And if you watched, Maddie McGath was actually running that slide behind the setter, and what happened was the Kansas State block pulled with Maddie McGath and gave Cassidy Tan more of a one-on-one opportunity on the outside.
Alexis Finvold serving for the set. Off the tape and over. Myers, cross court, still alive in the third set. And now she will serve with her team down 2.
It's a great serve receive by Kansas State to get that ball to hit the tape.
1 set point fun off for K-State. Myers trying to make it 2. Venvold set, outside for Tanton, cross court, the kill. West Virginia will not get the point though. It's out of bounds just by a hair.
That was about as close as you can get with that ball not staying in bounds. It did kind of fell right here in front of me, so I'm pretty sure it was out. I don't think.
Ooh, that's close. I think
I
that's
don't know. Looking at the review,
that looks in to me.
this is why I'm not an official,
West
because I
Virginia
thought
is
that looked
challenging
out
the
from
call
where I
on the
was sitting,
court,
but now
which
looking
was
at that
the ball
review,
was out.
that looked in.
So you are absolutely challenging this to try to win the set.
Oh,
There's no doubt about
for sure. When you have that challenge and you're trying to, get this third set win,
that's it.
That ball's in. Yeah, yeah. This will be a quick one. And this is why, too, it's so huge that West Virginia was able to retain their challenge of that .2 or .3, whatever it was here at the beginning of the set, that they were able to use it here to get this one as well. And it looks like they'll retain this challenge, too.
Great point.
After review, the ball was in. The call is reversed. Point, West Virginia. They retain their challenge.
So West Virginia will win this third set, 25-22. And just like last year where we were 2 5-set dogfights, we are going to a 4th in Morgantown. West Virginia and Kansas State here at the Coliseum. 4 sets to come here.
Here, we go further to keep medicine close to home by surrounding you with a team of experts and surrounding our region with the highest level of care, with the world's latest treatments and breakthroughs that change the odds. Because in medicine, we find a way. We go as far as it takes to help the people right here.
I stand alone with fire inside, with passion burning in my veins.
The air feels different on fall Saturdays in West Virginia. Familiar roads lead us on early morning drives to a place where we feel alive. And traditions bring together a fierce fan base, united by the same passion: West Virginia football. As West Virginia's bank, we've been there and will continue to be there. United Bank, proud to be united with the Mountaineers.
I stand alone with fire inside, with passion burning in my veins.
Hi, we're WVU. You probably know us for screaming. And yeah, we're pretty good at it. But here, it's more than a chant. It's our celebration of innovation.
Let's go.
Our rallying cry for community.
Let's go!
And honestly, it's just our way of life. So whether you're chasing big dreams or just chasing sunsets,
let's go!
We are back for a 4th set in Morgantown, and the play of Cassidy Tanton is a big reason why. 17 kills in the last 2 sets.
It is, and with only 2 hitting errors, she's been a lot more efficient. And that was a great swing there at the end of the set, too, to keep that ball in bounds. She's really stepped it up in that third set for West Virginia.
Feels like both teams have figured out, we're going to go to our 2 horses for the rest of this one. For West Virginia, it's been a lot of Tanton and Horning. For K-State, it's been a lot of Myers and Clinton. You see the kill numbers there. That third set that was very significant. Kansas State only had 12 kills after averaging 19 in the first 2 sets.
They have, and looking at that hitting percentage as well, both teams, West Virginia kind of fell off a little bit in that second set going into the beginning of the third set, but really picked it up there towards the end. This has been a very even keel match so far, which is why we're seeing it go to 4.
West Virginia hitting .330 for the match. Just 12 errors versus 46 kills. K-State's been really good too. 50 kills, 16 errors. They're hitting .312 for the match. Shay Myers might be human. She has 2 airs now after having one for most of the match.
Yeah, she's coming back down to earth a little bit with a hitting percentage of only .550.
Boy, and I'll tell you what, LeGrand's got 42 assists. So, quick math, if this goes 5, she does it. That's a 70 assist performance.
That's impressive to have that many assists. And she does such a good job of just putting the ball where her hitters want it. And that's how she's able to get those assists, is because she gives them an opportunity to get good swings.
Nina Horning nearing a double-double, 14 kills, 7 digs for her in this match for West Virginia. Service from Sims for K-State gets us underway here in the 4th set. Sheridan, who hasn't seen the court too much, makes an impact right away in the 4th with a kill.
And hitting from the middle, we see Shalina Lidera is up there right now. Again, Coach Greeny usually brings her in to get a bigger block because she's a little bit taller and a little bit longer, but we see Trinity Sheridan hitting from that middle, so that's a good, kind of changing it up a little bit, giving a different offensive look.
Tanton serve. K-State goes to the WVU playbook for the set and then go. The Mountaineers were wise to it. They've probably seen it a lot in practice and they block it.
It is, and that's what Lidera brings to the team, is she may not, get as many swings and really be able to free up the outsides, but she's a really solid block and does a good job of getting out there, closing the block, and putting her hands in towards the court.
Yeah, 11 blocks in just 13 sets entering play today. This time from Horning, goes down the line. West Virginia, momentum is carried over. They lead 3-0 here in the 4th set.
And I'm sure that's, something that Coach Greeny wants to see is, okay, you end the 3rd set with a huge play, a big challenge that was reversed, and then to see that momentum continuing on into the 4th set.
We talked about West Virginia's struggles last year. They got swept in their last 4 home matches. So just winning a set shows a milepost for how they've improved this year. Still work to do, though. K-State leading 2-1. Kill once again for Horning.
And that was a good adjustment by Horning, because I could see the set coming off of Finvold's hands. It was not the best kind of set. She got almost a double contact, which is allowed now on the 2nd ball as long as it stays on your side of the court. But it was a good adjustment by Horning to make the most out of that set.
Tanzan has served this entire run. See, the timing had to adjust a little bit there from Flynn. She still got a good swing. Horning again. Dug out well by Sims for K-State. Tipped over the net by Clinton. Sheridan will rise off the block. She will score.
And that's what a big block does, is it causes the other team to second guess their swing, so then they start doing things off speed, start tipping things, and it kind of gets them out of their rhythm. And that's you have a big block right now. You've got Nina Horning and Shalina Lidera in the front row, and so that's going to be to West Virginia's advantage.
Tanton serving again. Set comes outside this time, off the deflection. Great diving dig there from Betts. Horning swinging again, going up the line, going off of the arm of LeGrand. 6-0 West Virginia, and now Jason Mansfield will take that timeout. West Virginia down a set, but leading 6-0 here in the 4th. Back here on ESPN Plus after this break. Ahead for Jason Mansfield team. This feels like a really big week for them. On the road against West Virginia, team picked last in the conference. At a Cincinnati team that has a new coach this year, and then back home for 2. You can overturn that 0-2 pretty quickly if you can play well this next 2 weeks.
They could, especially seeing them tonight. They're an aggressive team. They don't quit on the ball, and they play really well together. So it'll be an exciting week for them.
You were saying during the break, West Virginia's offense has been so good in this 4th set.
It really has, and then
5 kills on 6 swings. That'll get the job done. Stanton will serve. Back row attack. You had to know it was coming for Myers. She lands her 25th kill of this match.
Now looking at the block for West Virginia, I don't think they were ready for that. The timing from Lidera was there. She just wasn't in the right position, and Myers was able to hit her on the block.
So Pond will serve. Horning has come to life in this fourth set.
She has. She's really stepped it up and been able to get some strong swings for West Virginia on that outside. This time she kind of went over she went around the block, but was able to hit over the defense and hit that deep corner.
That serve gets some help for the tape and lands for West Virginia's second ace. Everything's coming up gold and blue here in this fourth set.
You can really just see a change in the kind of the attitude on West Virginia's side. They never were down in those first two sets, or first 2.5 sets, but now we really see a lot of energy and a lot of excitement on West Virginia's side.
We've praised Myers throughout, rightfully so. 25 kills, only 2 errors. But Tan and Horning both have 18 kills and 2 errors for West Virginia. Horning going for another attack this time. It's deflected and blocked. Hard hit there. Really good dig at the net there from Sims. But the battle of the net's won by West Virginia. They lead 9-1.
The net play by West Virginia has been so much better in this fourth set. They've done a good job of blocking and not only just getting stuffed blocks, but they're getting touches on the ball that's slowing it down, because that's what really hurt them at the beginning of this match, was those hard swings from Clinton and Myers. They weren't able to play defense on them, and so at least the block is slowing them down, giving their defense an opportunity.
I've seen Jason Mansfield kind of be the coach really close to the court and giving instructions. Assistant coach Kelly O'Connor there was very active, getting up, getting that back row plays, getting them where she wanted them. And the player she was talking to the most in that sequence, Clinton, comes up with a back row kill there.
Does, and as soon as Maddie McGapp came off the net, she had kind of a grin on her face, like, yeah, I touched that ball. So it was a good swing, good tool off the West Virginia block.
So the lead chipped down to 7, 9-2 by Clinton, who will serve here in the fourth set. Off the tape. West Virginia able to recover it. Excellent swing once again on that far side from Sheridan.
It's a good job by Finvold. She was kind of pulled towards the left side. So sometimes you would think if you're watching that Kansas State middle blocker, she was pulled towards the left side thinking Finvold would set it right in front of her, but instead she went behind to give Trinity Sheridan a one-on-one opportunity.
Finvold now with 34 assists. This change in formation for West Virginia has worked really well.
It really has, and coming in, Sarah Fiffner, she's a freshman. Coming in as a freshman setter, trying to play 3 rotations with Finvold playing the other 3, it's not an easy thing to do, and sometimes you just need to make those adjustments and have more consistency from that setter position.
Myers' 26th kill of the night, brings it back to 7, 10-3. Van Lannen serving for the Wildcats. Picking on Painter. Battle with the net, and that came off the antenna, point for K-State.
The ball was a little tight. Nina Horning did what she could do to try to get it out of the net, but unfortunately just got it right into the antenna.
Van Lannen, Wisconsin, serving it deep, attacking Betts. Here's go with the punch from Horning this time, whistle here. K-State was in the net, point for West Virginia.
Looks like Kansas State got a little too over-aggressive on that block and just came right down in the net on their way down.
Horning will serve for the Mountaineers, adjusting her location on the court. Now she's ready to go. Going deep this time, and it's just out. K-State will bring Clinton back in after a quick breather, replacing Kaylee Pond. LeGrand to serve for the Wildcats. Once again, picking on Painter. This will fall for an ace.
And it looked like that serve might have actually been deep and may have fallen out of bounds. I heard a couple of the West Virginia players yelling out, so they just need to watch and just be careful that if that ball's going out of bounds, to let it.
Grand goes the other way, more of a pop serve this time, handled by Tanton, set by Fenvold, back to Tanton, who will tip it over. Sims, excellent swing, excellent dig. Back row attack blocked. Lundgren and Myers there for K-State.
That's the disadvantage of having the setter in the front row. Her only front row options were Maddie McGath and Cassidy Tanton. Tanton was kind of out of question because Fenvold was pulled so far off the net, so the block really didn't have to travel too far and was able to make the right decision to block that back row.
Overcooked this time from LeGrand. Service there gives West Virginia possession back with a 5-point lead now, 12-7. They led by as many as 8 early on, 9-1.
This is the rotation where we see Maddie McGath kind of serve short, so look to see her do that again to try to get Kansas State out of system.
Once again, that short serve. Back row attack, off the tape and over. Lederer attacking. K-State going to Lauren Schneider, another player that we haven't seen too much of tonight. Push from 10, excellent dig there from K-State and LeGrand. And then it ends in a point. Swing there from Lauren Schneider, who's only played in 6 sets now this year, but looks good.
Yeah, she does, and that was a really hard push from Cassidy Tanton, so that was great defense by Kansas State to get that ball up and give their hitters an opportunity.
Myers goes down the middle this time with the serve. Tanton attacking, and once again, another block for Lundgren, the 6'4" Montanan. Timeout West Virginia. You know they had the lead. This has been Kansas State controlling things for the last dozen points.
They haven't. Kansas State's been able to slow down the hit a little bit from West Virginia. Again, Fenvold's in the front row. She only has 2 options. So that allows Kansas State to have a better chance to pick the correct hitter to put the block up on.
West Virginia started that set really well. We mentioned the 5 kills on their first 6 attempts. Right now they've got 9 kills with 2 errors on 17 attempts. Still good at 412, but the last, like I said, dozen swings, it's been more Kansas State dictating the pace than West Virginia.
They haven't, and this was a good timeout call by West Virginia, kind of get some composure, get things together, and then come out of this timeout, get a good ball, in serve receive, so they can get a big swing from one of their hitters.
In week 2 of Big 12 play here in the conference, first home match for West Virginia, first road trip for K-State, and pretty good performances around the league. I love the name Sierra Grizzle. That's just a great name for Texas Tech, the defensive player of the league. 5.1 digs per set. You see what Morgan Madison was able to do. Just getting in Baylor's lineup as a freshman's impressive. Morgan Madison, excellent. And then Anna Berlovich had the kills and was playing really well in their win over BYU, the upset, a team that we're going to see on Friday, the Cougars.
It was 5.9 kills per set. That's really good because looking at Shay Myers, she came into this set, or into this match, averaging 4.7 for kills per set, which is 9th national.
Right.
So to see those over 5 sets, or 5 kills per set, that's a big reason why she was named the offensive player of the week.
Well, and to do that in 1 match is good. To do that in 2 matches is really good.
It is, and like you said, that upset that they had over BYU, you know, they were playing strong competition as well, which makes it even more impressive.
It's been fun the last 2 years to see these Pac-12 teams come into the Big 12, give a different flavor to this league.
And it's really just made it even more competitive and really brought a lot to the Big 12 conference. And like you said, it's been fun to watch.
So it's West Virginia by 8 early in the set. Now it's just West Virginia by 2, 12-10. Shay Myers has been the MVP, and she gets her 4th ace. Excuse me, her 5th ace. "26 kills, 5 aces for Shay Myers. And a serve into the net. So that balances out. But still,
it does.
Kansas State is back in this set after trailing 9-1.
That aggressive serve sometimes comes with some errors, so it does balance it out just a little bit.
So Alexis Fenvold has been a big part of this West Virginia renaissance the last set and a half. We'll serve here. Back corner, picked on the libero Sims. Set will come, tip over the net there by Clinton for K-State. West Virginia just returning it. Kansas State's bench wanted a carry there, they're not gonna get it. Fenvold setting it to the opposite side. Swing there from Sheridan. Now off the block. Clinton will score. Good point, good battle in a pivotal situation.
It was good swings, good defense from Kansas State to keep the ball in play and give their hitters opportunities. There was just a seam in that block that they were able to find.
Simone Sims, junior from Frisco, Texas, serving. Sheridan, well dug out there by Sims. Now a back row attack the other way from K-State. Shay Myers' 27th kill of the night.
That was a good swing from Trinity Sheridan, but she hit it right to Simone Sims, who is, you know, the last person that you want to be playing defense on any swings.
You mentioned the upset win for K-State at North Carolina. Shay Myers had 27 kills in that match. So she's right there tonight, 27 kills. And again, 2 errors. So 60% of her 45 attempts have been kills. Two errors on 45 attempts.
I'm going to take a wild guess and say 27 is not going to be the final number.
I'd be shocked. Dig there for Myers, can't say that one. I think what's also impressive what Myers has done tonight is it's been front row, it's been back row. Really hard to be that accurate in 2 very different swing angles.
It really is, because when you're, you know, especially the attacks she's had from the back row, you're 10 feet off the net. So you really have to adjust the way that you swing your arm. And, you know, that's why when I talked to Coach Mansfield you know, between the second and third set, how efficient she's been all around, not just in the front row.
Now Shears will set it for Horning. Returned, and an excellent kill up the middle. Haven't seen too much for that middle, but Jordan Williams has done a nice job when she's gotten the opportunities. She lands her 5th kill of this match on 10 swings.
And what that's going to do for Kansas State is allow them to free up Clinton and Myers on the outside to give them more opportunities to get some more kills.
West Virginia really built this lead behind the swings of Horning. And this is really the first rotation that we've seen her be back as an option again. There were several points there where she was not getting set.
Yeah, and that was a hard set for Finvold to get out of the net. She's in the back row, so she can't jump and send it over the net, so she had to try to get it to one of her hitters, and that was just a really hard position for her to be in.
Tied at 15, Horning will try again. Another excellent dig from Sims. Battle at the net, won this time by K-State and LeGrand.
And that was a much better job. LeGrand had a jousting opportunity. I think it was in the 3rd set where she went up with 1 hand, and that was a much better job by LeGrand to go up with 2 hands, get the last contact on the ball to win that joust.
Hahn serving. Swing from Sheridan, block. That would be an overpass. Battle at the net once again, won by LeGrand.
Yeah, when I was kind of preparing for this match, I put aggressive setter, and that's what she is. She's aggressive. She's not afraid to jump up there and play with the bigger players and the bigger middles and outsides from West Virginia.
Yeah, she has a double-double now, 47 assists. That leads her team, obviously 47 at the 55. She also has 10 digs now, which is second only to Sims, the Libero's 13.
She's done a really good job, and that's, you know, not an easy thing to do as a setter, to get those, you know, digs and to be so efficient from the setting position as well. And then also, you know, she's won 2 really big points at the net against West Virginia's middle block. And so, you know, that just shows how athletic she is as a setter.
Yeah, 2 of her 3 kills have come on the last 2 points to give K-State this lead. We've talked about the hitting efficiency throughout. I want to illustrate that a little bit more. There are 2 players right now in this entire match that have more errors than kills. Reagan Fox for K-State has 2 kills and 5 errors. Leora Ibrahim from West Virginia has 2 kills and 3 errors. Everybody else is over 500 in terms of that, and by a lot. Myers, 27 kills, 2 errors. Clinton, 18 kills, 5 errors. Williams, 5 kills, 1 error for K-State to lead the way for them. West Virginia's got 19 kills apiece from Canada and Horning. 3 and 4 errors for them respectively. Sheridan and McGath both with 7 kills and 2 errors.
And you know, when you're looking at that hitting average, just in this set alone, Kansas State only has 1 hitting error to West Virginia's only 3. So in this set especially, they've been very efficient and competitive from that attacking line.
So West Virginia led this 4th set 9-1 after winning the 3rd set 25-22 after K-State won 25-21, 25-23 to open this match. Wildcats trying to close out their first Big 12 win of the year and extend a winning streak to West Virginia that dates back to 2021 against the Mountaineers. West Virginia will find Sheridan out of the break, get a kill, get back within one.
That was a good swing from Sheridan to get that. Again, you know, we've mentioned that she's a lefty, so it kind of makes it hard for the block to adjust if they're used to the right side or to the right-handed hitters. And so that was a good job by Trinity Sheridan to get that point for West Virginia.
That's serving deep, handled by Pawn. Big swing cross court. Horning goes into the chairs there, trying to save that. Can't do it. Scary moment there. You love the hustle, but that ball was clearly going to be way out. You don't need to go for that ball.
I know. I felt like I kind of wanted to reach over and help and try to stop her because I saw it coming.
Looks like she's okay somehow. That's a scary moment. Now she's going to talk to Jen Greeny. Jen Greeny's going to say to you to come out. She's like, no. You want to stay in? Yes. And she's going to stay in.
Yeah, I could see Coach Greeny go, are you okay? And immediately Nina Horning said, yes, I'm fine.
Great swing from Clinton, though, to set that whole thing up.
It really was.
All right, K-State by 2. They trail by as many as 8 in this set. Oh, that was real close.
That was, but it was a great job by Horning to follow it to the line to make sure that that ball was out of bounds. She has such good awareness of where she's at on the court. Ooh.
I'm not sure about that. I think that was in, Sam.
I think it was in, too.
West Virginia's going to sub here. We haven't had a challenge yet, but ooh, that was in.
I'm surprised. I'm honestly very surprised that Coach Mansfield did not challenge that. His players must not have seen that ball drop in the way that we did.
Horning is going to get taped up after crashing into the courtside seating here at the Coliseum. Get that sorted out. So, and if Kansas State wants to challenge us, they got plenty of time right now.
I know, I'm sure Coach Greeny's like, come on, hurry up. let's get this taped up.
It's like football coach Chris Rodriguez yelling at the guy who spots the ball. Like,
yeah.
The trainer's got to pick up the pace here.
Yep. Yep.
Tanner wants another ball. I guess we can hold it for that long because it gets sweaty pretty quick.
Probably. It's very warm in here. So
she's going to switch up for a really big point. West Virginia trying to tie to 18 here in the fourth set. Blocked at the net this time, but it was out. So West Virginia gets their wish. We're tied at 18.
That was a huge block for Alexis Fingold, Maddie McGath. Just a textbook block. McGath was able to get out there, close up the block, get her hands pressed over the net to get the stuff.
Painter just 5'4", but she's standing big right now on that service line, but puts it out of bounds. K-State back up 1, 19-18. That is the 15th lead change of this match. We've also had 27 ties across 4 sets. Nobody there, though, to get the dig from Betts. A mental error from West Virginia at a costly moment.
Especially after a service error, you don't want to see those two kind of mistakes that you're just handing points over to Kansas State.
Mountaineers going to make a couple substitutions here, bring Anna Barr and Sarah Fiffner back in. Break for Finvold as well as Painter. So a straight swap there, really.
It is, and you're giving, West Virginia is giving themselves an opportunity to have 3 hitters in the front row instead of 2.
Horning, defended by K-State, set up now. Tip over the net, dug out by 10. Mountaineers will try again with Horning. Cross court and into the corner. Force flat from London Betts. She knew how big that point was.
And the middle in me is very excited because Maddie McGath just picked up an assist on that kill.
How many assists do you think you had in your college career?
Probably 1 or 2.
But you remember them, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, I did. And then shortly after, I would get yelled at by my coach. I didn't recruit you to set. So she would tell me to get off the line.
Mountaineers back within 1 with Horning serving. Back row attack, pushed over this time. Tanton for Fiffner. Swing again from Tanton, off the deflection. She will score. We are tied once again at 20.
I saw Cassidy Tanton go to London Betts after that play and go, I am so sorry. She stepped right in front of her to get that play, but it all worked out. She was able to get out in transition and get that swing.
Horning to serve for the lead. Betts can't keep that one in play as once again Myers the target. She delivers one more time for her 28th kill. So a season high in kills now for Myers. As Kansas State tries to close this out in 4. West Virginia hoping to force a 5th set. Fifth time in her career, Shay Myers has gone over 20 kills, and she's gone over by quite a bit. Block there at the net. Middle hit there, easily handled by West Virginia. Battle at the net, goes against K-State, point for West Virginia.
Yeah, so Sarah Fiffner is in the back row right now for West Virginia. So when she goes up to set the ball, she has to be able to have a clean play on the ball. And so the middle from Kansas State reached over the net to try to block her, which is not allowed since she's in the back row. So that's why that point went to West Virginia.
So Myers with a career high now in kills, not just a season high. The North Carolina 27 was her career and season high. So up to 28 now. Now she was trying to keep her away from 29 and do so. Hit towards the back corner and it falls. Some critical points from Lauren Schneider off the bench in this game.
And that was a good, play to hit that deep corner. Again, London Betts was not in the back row, so West Virginia didn't have that libero to try to swing around and get that defensive play.
Myers serving, she has a career high in aces as well with 5 tonight. Tanton's hit cross court, finds the floor. Mountaineers needed that.
And we talked about, earlier in the match how good Cassie Tanton is on those out-of-system balls. London Betts does a great job of putting the ball where Tanton needs it to be able to get the big swing when she has to open up and have kind of a different approach towards the net. She's got 21 kills now with just 3 airs, 21 kills and 42 swings. Also 9 digs as well, so nearing that double-double for her. Fenvold serve. Another big swing from Schneider. Huge swing from her to score 2 kills late in this set with the match on the line. And they're just trading points at this time. And again, like you said, big points, big swings in the clutch for Kansas State. Simone Sims serving. Tanton rising high. She'll get the kill. Cassidy Tanton tying it at 23. Huge swing. She was able to find kind of a seam in the block and just put it right between the middle and the outside. Out of the tie, Tanton serving. Fenvold setting it up. Cross-court swing, set point for West Virginia. A kill for Nina Horning. And if I'm not mistaken, it looked like Shalina Lidera was able to get that block off of her forehead when she came through, but whatever it takes to slow the ball down and give her team an opportunity to play up the ball on defense. Timeout called here. West Virginia trying to pull out the reverse sweep. They've got 1 set, looking for a 2nd set, force a 5th set. And again, this is what we saw last year with these 2 5-setters. K-State was able to win both of those. It was, and we were talking before the match. We're like, this is going to be a close match. These 2 teams are very close on paper, and so to see it, in action, we knew this was going to be close. I figured it would probably go to 4 or 5 sets. So this is no surprise to me, and it's really good volleyball. Mountaineers had that record start, 12-0, lost their conference openers to sitting at 12-1. And again, they could very well finish near the bottom of this conference, but they are clearly better than they were last year. They are, and last year they only had 8 wins in total. So they've already surpassed their winning percentage from last year, and it's only going to continue to grow from here because Jen Greeny and her husband Burdette are really here to build this program. That was one thing they said from the beginning, was to start at the bottom and just really work their way up. And so we're going to continue to see this Mountaineer team getting better and better as the years go on. And I think there are a lot of factors that worked against them last year. Not having a home tournament, first year for a coach. Yep. First year for a lot of these players in the program. A lot of injuries. Things are on a much better footing on all those fronts this year. It was, and her roster was so small last year as well because she came in, I think it was in January when she was hired, and so she didn't even have a full off season. to prepare for the regular season. So now that she's had that full year, the first thing I asked her when I saw her is what is different from last year? And she said, I have more people on my bench.
Yeah.
And she was so excited to just have more people, more players that she could work with.
Cassidy Tanton serving for the fourth set. And out of bounds. West Virginia will win their second straight 25-23 set.
I think we're going to see a challenge on this.
You might as well.
You might as well. It's the last point. Could be the last point.
So is the thinking a deflection here? Is that what they're thinking?
Yeah, I think he thought there was a touch on the ball.
Kansas State is challenging that there was a touch.
Which I believe if this goes to 5 sets, I think both coaches get another challenge. So even if he loses this challenge, it's not going to be too detrimental for that 5th set.
All right, here's the opposite angle.
I don't see a touch there.
It's close, but I agree.
Yeah.
This will be a better look at it. Looks to me like it just went over, but it's really close.
Yeah. Because I was looking more at Shalina Lidera from that other view, but here it looks like it, if it touched anybody, it was Trinity Sheridan. I don't think it touched her hands.
But again, this is a free spin, right? You lose it, no change. If you win it, it's 24 all.
Exactly.
And you're playing first
After
one by 2.
The call is reversed.
Wow.
It was touched. Point Kansas State.
So we've had 2 set points challenged. West Virginia won the first one, lost the second one. 24 all. And guess who's serving for Kansas State? That would be Shay Myers.
That surprises me that they went with that because it didn't look like there was a lot of evidence, but clearly they saw that touch, and now we've got a 24-24 set and have to win by 2.
It'll be pawn serving actually for K-State. Diving dig for Myers. Swing now goes off a couple of Mountaineers. They can't retrieve it. Clinton scores the point, and now we go from West Virginia potentially winning the set before that challenge to now facing match point.
That was a huge challenge call by Coach Mansfield to get that and bring that back to a 24-all set.
Coliseum crowd trying to get behind their team. West Virginia will set up to defend this match point. The freshman pawn serving for the match. West Virginia sets it towards the middle. Push from Sheridan up the line. We'll put it 27.
And I don't know if that was exactly what they wanted to happen because it looked like there was a little bit of hesitation from Sheridan, but she's got a lot of experience on the court and was able to make that last-minute split decision, and it worked out in West Virginia's favor.
Judging by the laugh from Jenny Grady, that was not the plan.
She's like, you're just glad, you're lucky you got the ball in.
All right, bets to serve, 25 all. Great job there to keep it alive from Tanton. Swing now down the line, and a kill for Nina Horning. And now it's back to set point for West Virginia.
And I can't say enough how impressed I am with West Virginia's out-of-system swings. I mean, that ball came from over Nina Horning's right shoulder. She was able to turn, get open, see where the ball was, and still make that aggressive swing to get the point.
22 kills for Nina Horning, and set point for London Betts in West Virginia. Picks on Myers this time. She gets the first touch. Second set will be tipped over towards the corner. Betts will set it. Set by Horning. Tipped over by McGill. And West Virginia will win the fourth set. 27-25. From 2 sets down, we are headed to a 5th in Morgantown. West Virginia winning these last 2 sets by the narrowest of margins. 25-22, and now 27-25. It's been a team effort. 22 kills each for Tanton and Horning to the 5th after the break. West Virginia led 9-1. Kansas State came all the way back, won a challenge, had match point, then West Virginia scored the final 3 points of the fourth set to win.
And for West Virginia ending that fourth set, they had just really good situational hitting. You saw Nina Horning hit a ball to a deep corner on an out-of-system ball, and then Maddie McGath with a nice tip over the block into the hole. So they did much better job at situational hitting to be smarter about where they're putting the ball instead of just swinging away.
And as we see these matches progress, we've seen different players step up. We talked about what Schneider was able to do off the bench for K-State. West Virginia's been able to really find their stars. 10, 22 kills, 3 errors. Horning, 22 kills, 4 errors. So 2/3 of West Virginia's 66 kills coming from those two.
And again, going into this fifth set, we see such, similar numbers when it comes to the hitting percentage and the kills. Kansas State has been a lot more efficient from the service line with those 9 aces, but West Virginia's been able to balance that out with those 9 blocks, really slowing down that attack from Kansas State.
And we circled the blocks as a really critical set. West Virginia's winning that by 6 right now.
They are, and I think bringing Shalina Lidera in that third and fourth set really made the difference for West Virginia. It kind of got their blocking game going, and by doing that, they've slowed down Shay Myers and they've slowed down Anaya Clinton as well, which has helped them get more balls in system.
We mentioned the offensive stats for Tanton and Horning. Tanton has 10 digs, Horning has 9. They've really been great playing all 6 positions tonight.
And I know when they played Cincinnati last weekend, especially Nina Horning was someone that they kind of went to a lot in serve receive and when she was on defense in the back row. And she's really stepped up and been more efficient passing and in serve receive on those balls.
It simplified things a little bit, for sure. But the team that has started the best in all 4 sets has won that set.
It has, and West Virginia's got a lot of momentum going into this fifth set, but they only played a 15.
Right.
And so, the first team to 8, they switched sides. So you kind of play it, you want to be the first one to 8, and then you want to be obviously the first one to 15. And so, little room for error in this fifth set.
Right, and that's exactly where I was going, was you start well in this set, it means even more, because you only have to get to miss it at 25.
And there's a big difference between playing to 25 and playing to 15.
25-21 K-State, 25-23 K-State, 25-22 West Virginia, 27-25 West Virginia through 4. Here we go in the fifth. Tanton blocked. Sheridan will try, she's blocked too. K-State will go to that far side and out of bounds on the hit from Clinton. So K-State gets probably their best blocking sequence of this match, but then hit it out of bounds.
And West Virginia did a really good job of playing defense on those blocks as well. You can see the defense for West Virginia was down and ready behind that block, ready for any of those tips or tools. And so that was a good job by the defense in West Virginia.
Kansas State is challenging that there was a touch on the block.
Interesting strategy to use the challenge this early, I think.
Yeah, it definitely has to be definitive if you're going to use the challenge this early.
I don't see a touch there.
I don't either. I was wrong on the last one, but I don't see any touch at all. Because usually that's a pretty clear picture and you don't even see like her fingers bending back or anything.
On just the angle of that shot, you had a leader kind of coming in to try and block it, but it was even kind of wide of her.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this call will stand. Which, like you said, that's, kind of surprising to use that challenge on the first point of this fifth set.
Especially when saving it till the end is almost worked for you twice, did work for you once last set.
There's a bundle, but I don't think it was that close to the line.
The shooting crew has done a great job tonight. So to come out with this review, again, the call on the floor was a point for West Virginia.
After review, the call on the court is confirmed. Kansas State loses its challenge.
So that's big. Point for West Virginia, Collins lost for Kansas State. That's almost like a double score for West Virginia.
It really is. That's a big play for West Virginia. Again, looking at that review, I did not see a touch. So definitely agree with that call being confirmed.
Cassidy Tanton will serve. Good decision there by LeGrand to tip it over, but the Masters defended it well. Sheridan's swing, though, a little bit kind of off balance there. I think it threw Kansas State off, and it worked.
And I think it kind of benefited Sheridan a little bit to be a left-handed hitter. The way the ball kind of fell, she had the entire court to kind of swing towards. And so that's a benefit of having that lefty on the right side.
Jen Grinny with a big smile and point towards London Betts, who had a critical dig on that point, too. Overpass here. And was LeGrand over the net? She was. 3-0 West Virginia.
And having Lederer, again, we've talked about this, having that bigger, longer block, she does a really good job of preventing, in the last set, LeGrand won 2 of those jousts. And so that was a good job by Lederer to kind of keep her position and stay out of the net.
Canton serving. Back row attack. Out. Shay Myers with just her 4th error of this match, but it comes at a big moment. West Virginia, having survived match point in the 4th set, now leads 4-0 in the 5th set.
And I don't know, that ball looked in, and that may have been an opportunity for Mansfield to use his challenge.
But it's gone.
But it's gone because he lost it on the first point.
Tanton serve. And an ace. Cassidy Tanton with the 3rd West Virginia ace. Kansas State will use a timeout trailing 5-0. West Virginia trying to complete the reverse sweep. Lost the first 2 sets. They've won sets 3 and 4. They lead 5-0. First 15 here in this 5th set. ESPN all in one place. It's your home for the most and best live sports and a whole new way to experience ESPN. Over 47,000 live events, studio shows, and ESPN originals, and brand new features. It's a sports fan stream. Check out Multiview and watch up to 4 games at once. Joining a game late, our catch-up to live feature shows you all the key plays and highlights. The future of sports has arrived, and it's called ESPN. So download the ESPN app on your TV or mobile device, log in, and start streaming. If you're just joining us, that's a great way to catch up on this match. It's been a great 5-setter here in Morgantown. Hit out of bounds. Kansas State has gone to Clinton increasingly in this set, and she has struggled with her control like she did in the first 4 sets. Oh, they're going to say that was West Virginia touched that? Wow. Points for K-State.
Oh, wow, okay. I didn't think there was a touch, but there must have been because there was no challenge from West Virginia.
Push there from Lederer up the middle. And a kill the other way for Shay Myers, 5-2. Myers adding to her career best with her 29th kill of the night. Service from Clinton and K-State. Blocked at the net. Myers and Williams there for K-State. 3 in a row for the Wildcats.
That was a good swing from Sheridan on that left side, or on the right side. But the block from Kansas State was set. The middle got out, closed the block, hands pointed in. Textbook stuff block for Kansas State.
Clinton continuing the service game for the Wildcats. Short serve this time. Horning tries to go towards the middle. Handled by the libero, Simone Sims. Diving dig now from West Virginia and Tanton. Back they go to Horning. Once again dug out by Pond for K-State. LeGrand set, comes short and out of bounds just for Jordan Williams.
London Betts has such good awareness on the court. She knows where she's at. She knows where the out-of-bounds line is. That ball was really close. It was a really good attempt to try to get it around the block, but just was a little bit out of bounds.
Finvold, 42 assists, 9 digs, so she's nearing a double-double. London Betts, 17 digs, 6 assists now, plus the service ace. Looking to add to that latter total. Behind the line up 6-3. Good decision there by Williams, but West Virginia keeps it alive. Betts with an excellent dig. Sims digging it out now. Once again, I thought Betts got that. Very close, but they immediately called it down. A kill for Shay Myers, her 30th.
Yeah, that was really close. Great defense by London Betts in the back row, but again, just a really aggressive swing. She's able to get around the outside of that block and just hit that cross-court shot that's really been kind of her bread and butter this whole match.
4 out of 5 points for K-State. They serve down 6-4. Horning off the block will score. West Virginia's 68th kill of the night, number 23 for Nina Horning. Matthews will bring Eileen Painter in to serve. Attacking that back line. An excellent decision there by LeGrand to get that kill. Probably the 3rd time she's done that successfully, but a couple more times she's tried it well.
And you don't want to do that too much if you're the setter. You want to take opportunities to really throw the defense off balance. There was no block there. There was a wide open hole in the middle, so good decision to mix things up and send that second ball over.
She'll serve now with 4 kills, 54 assists, and 10 digs, LeGrand. Horning blocked at the net, but Penn State unable to save it over West Virginia's point, and we will hit the halfway point of the set, West Virginia winning 8-5.
I would like to know how many of Nina Horning's attacks and her kills have come from balls that were out of system, because she's just done such a good job, especially in these last 2 sets, of getting good, hard, aggressive swings on balls that are not coming from her setter.
So 23 kills with just 4 errors for Horning. We'll take another look at it.
Yeah, she was able to just find the seam in the block. She was kind of facing that sharp cross court, but was able to turn her thumb up at the last second to hit down the seam and find the hole in the Kansas State defense.
Nina Horning's career high for kills was 18. Now it's 24.
Yeah, she's blown that that record out of the water, that's for sure.
Now she'll serve. West Virginia 7 points away from coming back from 2 sets down to win their Big 12 home opener. Serve though out of bounds. Sure, West Virginia would have loved to not have that timeout and just kept playing.
They would have, you know, but unfortunately that's what happens. First team to 8, they switch sides.
All right, here's Shay Myers. Good serve. Betts will retrieve it. Knocked over by Horning. Deflect there at the net. Popped up by Painter. Set and knocked over by Horning. Off the deflection, Horning with another dig. Comes for 10. She'll play it towards the other side. Finvold will attack. A reversal of rolls there. And it nearly works. Now back to the more conventional lineup. Miguel tried to go finesse. Didn't work. Back row attack. Dug out well by Painter. Set now. Mountaineers blocked that again very well. Another back row attack. This one finds the floor. Myers attacked. Painter nearly got that one too, but it falls.
She did, and Myers was a little off balance when she went up for that swing. Because she's in the back row, when she jumps to attack the ball, she has to leave the court behind the 10-foot line. And that ball was really far out, so she really had to reach and kind of lost her balance there at the end, but effective back row attack swing from Shay Myers.
31 kills. Excellent dig there the other way from Sims. Painter, Finvold, Tanton tried to go finesse and didn't put enough on it. Tie at 8. Jen Green wants a timeout.
That's a good timeout call. You know, the game is still tied. You don't want to let it get any further since you're only going to 15. And to go back, you know, Shay Myers has 31 kills, like you mentioned. And these matches, or these sets have still been really, really close. And normally you would think when a hitter has that many kills that the team is, you know, really winning big, but West Virginia's been able to match them for all of that, attacking from the front row.
So we're in a fifth set here. We'll see West Virginia again on a short turnaround on Friday, taking on BYU here. Key Big 12 matchup with Eric Little and Sam Bailey on the call. They'll have all the action here on ESPN+. West Virginia's going to be feeling some kind of way. Either they're going to have some momentum coming off a comfort behind home win, or the disappointment of you do that, you get to a fifth set, you have the lead, then Kansas State comes back to beat you.
And this, just goes to show how tough the Big 12 is. You play a really tough match against a Kansas State team and then turn around in 2 days and play host to a nationally ranked BYU opponent. So night in and night out, it's tough in this conference.
And then for K-State, they're heading west after this. They'll play at Cincinnati, a team beat West Virginia in 4 sets last weekend.
And like you mentioned, Cincinnati has a first-year head coach, but they've already made a lot of changes and improved since the beginning of the season. And so that's going to be a tough match for Kansas State as well.
Something K-State's done very well under Jason Mansfield, and that comes with the territory of the Big 12. Beating ranked opponents. He has 7 wins over top 25 teams, 7 out of the 33 he's gotten in 2+ years in Manhattan.
He's done a really good job with this program. I've gotten to talk to him a couple times over the last couple of years, and he's a no-nonsense, very tough, but knows the game really, really well and is able to put a good team out on the floor every single year.
Zooming out a little bit, because of the way West Virginia started this year and the way they played last year, a win here and the way they did it, probably the biggest win under Jim Greeny. Serve now for Myers. Chipped over by Barr fresh into this game. Swing there was deflected. A kill for Clinton. 4 in a row for K-State.
She has such a high vertical, such a high reach that she's able to go over the block, which is how she could get that tip off the top of the West Virginia block.
So Myers serving with the lead for the first time in this set. To the opposite side, 10 is blocked. An excellent block there from Reagan Fox and Cadence Lundgren.
That was a great block. That's what you want to see. They knew that ball was going to go to the outside because Cassidy Tanton was really the only hitter that was ready for the ball on the West Virginia side, so they knew where it was going, was able to set up that solid block.
5 straight from K-State, but they hand it back with the service error.
But she had a great run from that service line, so you can't be too upset with the run that Shay Myers had.
So now West Virginia back within 1 with one of their better servers in McGill.
And they really need to make sure that they're either aggressive from the service line or keep the ball out of the back row because London Betts is not in this game right now.
McGath, I should say. Service down the line, good serve. It's going to be guided over. Mountaineers can dictate this. Set will come to the far side. Tanton off the deflection. Handled in the back by Myers. Set up, blocked by West Virginia. And not saved. So out of the timeout, they brought in Barr and Lederer. They came up big with a block there.
And that was a great serve by Maddie McGath to go to Shay Myers, because what that did was she wasn't able to get a good play on the ball. It took her out of the offense, so she was no longer an option from a hitter's standpoint. And so that was a great serve from Maddie McGath. And now it looks like we're getting Tally Grissom in here for some defense.
Yeah, what's the thinking with this move?
Just to get some defense, because they're going to be going deep to those corners, and you want somebody in there. Middles usually are not the person that you want to be in that back row.
Attack off the deflection. K-State gets the job done on Nia Clinton with her 24th kill, putting K-State back in front 11-10. Again, we're playing to 15 here in the 5th set. So really, it's like a 21-20 lead in essence. Service from Simone Sims. Attack from West Virginia and Barr. Diving attempt from Betts, can't save it. Another kill for Clinton. Give her 25 now on the match.
Yeah, look to see West Virginia go to Cassie Tanton, because her 3 options in the front row right now for Fiftner are Cassie Tanton, Shalina Lederer, and Anna Barr. So look for them to go to Cassie Tanton in the front row or Nina Horning in the back.
Back it comes for 10. She's blocked again. K-State knew it too.
And I think that's the issue, is when you have one good, strong outside hitter in the front row and then 2 hitters that aren't used as much, that gives the block on the other side time to know exactly where the ball's going to go.
So West Virginia led 8-2 in this fifth set. They now trail 13-10. Kansas State 2 points away from getting out of Morgantown with a 5-set win.
And Kansas State's block has really stepped it up in this fifth set. They've been able to put good hands on the ball to slow down the hitting from West Virginia, and that's really been the difference for Kansas State in this fifth set.
What's the message in this timeout for West Virginia?
Well, you know, West Virginia right now, they're hitting negative 0.48 in this fifth set, and so conversations right now is just try to keep it clean, play your game, and don't let Kansas State kind of depict what you do on your side of the court.
K-State scored the last 3 out of a 10-all tie. Now inched ahead. This has been such an even match. 73 kills for West Virginia, for K-State, 69 for West Virginia. Both teams have 9 service errors. K-State's been better with their aces 9-3. Digs are 61-60 West Virginia. So it's been incredibly even. 68 assists for WVU, led by the 43 for Fenvold. 56 assists now for Ava LeGrand. Huge point here. K-State gets this, they're playing match point. West Virginia gets this, they're back within 2. They will bring Fenvold back in, replacing Barr. Also Painter in for defense, replacing Fiftner. And Ibrahim, who you've seen in and out of this one, comes into play in the middle.
I really like this change by Coach Greeny. It gives you another attacker in the front row, and then Alexis Fenvold is a really strong blocker as a setter.
And we have a service error.
It's like we have a foot fault, so her foot must have crossed the line. I know she's been really close on the last couple of serves.
So now you make that error, and as the libero, probably you're going to be receiving the serve. So I have to get that right out of your head.
Absolutely. Don't let that point spill over into the next one.
All right, so a big serve for Fenvold. Her team down 2 in the fifth set. Up the middle, immediately picks on the libero Sims. That's Fenvold. Swing from Sheridan, cross court.
And I want to talk about the really smart move by Layla Ibrahim on that set from LeGrand. LeGrand is in the back row, and so when she jumped up to kind of play that ball, Ibrahim didn't jump with her because she knows she can't send the ball over, and it allowed her to get off in transition. Both of the attackers were able to run, which gave Trinity Sheridan more of a one-on-one opportunity on that right side.
What a Big 12 home opener this has been. We are in the fifth set. Kansas State won the first 2 sets. West Virginia fought back to win the third and fourth. We are in the fifth. West Virginia led early here in the fifth set. K-State was able to fight back, get a little bit of a cushion at 13-10, but now 2 points in a row for West Virginia heading into this timeout.
Yeah, this has been a great match. It's been exciting to watch, that's for sure. 2 teams that are very, very close on pretty much every stat that we've looked at in this match so far, and so it's no wonder that it's coming down to the wire at the end.
Trinity Sheridan has come forward a little bit in this fifth set, now up to 11 kills, 10 with 22, Horning with 24, leading the way for West Virginia. Shay Myers, a career high in kills with 31, in aces with 5, and Nia Clinton's been hit early and often too. She actually leads the match in attacks with 60, scoring 25 kills with 7 errors. Then Williams with 5 kills. LeGrand with that change of pace set has 4 kills as well for K-State.
And there's definitely some fatigue setting in because when you look at this set, Kansas State's only hitting 130. West Virginia's hitting 0 with the same amount of kills as errors. So there's some fatigue that sets in that fifth set as well. So you really have to dig deep and just, find what you can to help your team get to that finish line.
Another reason why I think you go to Ibrahim and Sheridan here are a little bit fresher.
Yeah, you got some fresh legs in there, some big swings. Some options that Fenvold has in that front row. So now she's got Cassie Tanton, Trinity Sheridan, and Layla Ibrahim.
Attack is out of bounds from Clinton. 3 in a row for West Virginia. We are tied at 13 in the fifth set.
That was a great serve to go at Shay Myers again, trying to get her out of that offense. She misplayed it a little bit that kind of kept her team from getting a big swing.
All right, Alexis Fenvold continuing the service game for West Virginia. Back row attack, handled by Fenvold, set by Betts. Tanton with the tip, and does the job. Match point West Virginia.
Such a smart play by London Betts and that out-of-system ball. Normally, you don't see the libero back set like that. She was able to get a nice back set to Nina Horning out of system, or to Cassidy Tanton, and she was able to tip it over the block.
West Virginia hasn't beaten Kansas State in 4 years. They can change that with 1 point. They haven't won in 11 Big 12 matches. They can change that with 1 point. Fenvold to serve. Into the net. 14 all. We're going to play to 16, at least. Jen Greeny's upset about something. Substitution will be made for K-State.
I'm not sure what her argument is there for that point.
All right, back underway. Kansas State fights off match point. Tip serve, Betts, Fenvold. Outside for Tanton, off the deflection, handled in the back by Myers. Set now for the attack of Clinton. Blocked again by West Virginia. Clinton will try again. Handled in the back by the Mountaineers. Set comes to Sheridan, and off the deflection, she will score. Match point number 2 for West Virginia, and Cassidy Tanton back to serve.
And Sheridan gets so high on the ball, she actually was able to flick her wrist so quick that the ball came down and hit the block of Kansas State on the head, and it bounced out. So that's how quick and how sharp the cuts are that Sheridan has on her swings.
10 deep breath. Match point on the way. Handled in the back by Sims. Set up now. Tip over the net. Diving dig there from West Virginia. And a hit towards the back is out. Just from Sheridan.
There's going to be a challenge on this call. Immediately I knew that they had some celebrations. It looked like that ball was in.
Oh,
that
right
might be it.
Line. Yeah.
That might be, as long as it touches any part of the line, the ball is
West
in.
Virginia is challenging.
So West Virginia's had to work for this. Down 2 sets, they win the 3rd and 4th, and now they're trying to win their first Big 12 match of the year on a challenge.
Oh, I don't know. That looks like it hits part of the tape right, or part of the line right there.
This will be a really good look at it.
Oh. That ball looks in.
I think by a hair.
It looks like it falls right on the line.
If they had opened the gate in the end and let the air of the call see, that probably would have been out.
Yep. Oh, I don't know.
Now, the call on the floor was that it was out.
Yes.
That's critical to remember, too.
Which would make the match, or the set tied at 15 all.
Now we're also looking to see if there was a deflection, because that would obviously be a factor, too. Because the deflection, doesn't matter where it lands. All right, a call for the match coming right here.
After review, the call on the floor is confirmed. Point Kansas State. West Virginia loses its challenge.
But as opposed to Kansas State's challenge, that's a good challenge. That could have won you the match.
That's definitely a good challenge this late in the set, you know, to try to get that win.
So we keep going. 15 all in the 5th set.
We might as well just go to 25 at this point.
Coliseum crowd making their displeasure felt for Clinton's pop serve. Set by Fenvold outside. Horning pushing it. Diving dig. Set now. And off the deflection once again, Shay Myers getting it to come to the floor for the 32nd time tonight. And now after having fought off 2 match points, Kansas State gets one of their own. They had one in the 4th set as well that West Virginia was able to fight back from and win. All right, floor has been mocked. We are ready to go. 16-15 Kansas State. Match point in the hands of Anaya Clinton. Down the line. Set by Fenvold. Attack from Sheridan. Off the deflection, it'll be a point for West Virginia. And we're going to 18.
That lefty swing on the right side, it's really hard to play defense on because she's able to hit that cross-court shot. She was able to just get it between the block and the net to fall down on the K-State side.
Back to London Betts serving. Deep serve, too deep, out of bounds. Match point for K-State. West Virginia with their 11th service error of this match.
And that seems like it's something that's come back to hurt West Virginia in some of their previous matches, is to have multiple service errors.
Emerson Van Lanen for the match, and it gets the help from the tape. West Virginia is able to retrieve it. Attack from McGath, and a kill for her. We're going to 19.
We might end up going to 25 at this point, the rate that this is going, because you have to win by 2.
So our 8th tie, we've had 3 lead changes just in this 5th set. 40 ties through 5 sets. 21 lead changes. Now some pressure on the sophomore Riley Painter. Push there, diving dig from Painter, but out of bounds. Match point again for K-State. And it's in the hands of LeGrand, who's been excellent serving tonight for the Wildcats. LeGrand goes towards the back corner. Betts with the dig. Set from Fenvold. Call by Horning. Dug out. Set up now. Myers is blocked. McGath and Fenvold. And we're tied at 18. We're going to 20.
They've really struggled in this match blocking Shay Myers, but what a time to get the stuff blocked to stop her from getting another kill.
Nina Horning to serve. Dug out by Horning. Set by Fenvold. Tip from Tanton. Handled in the back by Fox for K-State. They will attack cross court. Whistle here. McGath was in the net. Point for K-State. And this match point again for K-State. 19 to 18. Wouldn't it be fitting if it ends here with Shay Myers serving? 34 kills, 5 aces, both career highs. McGath is blocked, kept alive by Fenvold. Betts will pop it up. Tanton will attack, she's blocked. Betts with another dig. Tanton will set it. Back row attack for Horning. Battle with the net. And a whistle against K-State. West Virginia was in the net. K-State will celebrate. They have won this 5th set, 20 to 18, a hard-earned road win. They take the first 2 sets. West Virginia fights back, including battling through match point to win the 4th set. But K-State, after a couple tries on match point, finally finish it up right here, 20 to 18.
That was a great finish by Kansas State. You know, you win the first 2 sets, lose the next 2, to be able to bounce back and come in that 5th set. Strong win for Kansas State.
So 3 times under Jen Greeny, West Virginia and Kansas State has played, and 3 times K-State has won in 5 sets, 3 sets to 2. All right, post game here at the WVU Coliseum.
Oh gosh, oh gosh.
And we are here with the hero of the night, Shay Myers. Career highs for you in kills and in aces. What was going well for you tonight?
I mean, the connection with my teammates were great. We were talking. Me and Ava have always had a really strong connection, hitter-setter, but felt like we really connected tonight. We did a lot of scouting. We were prepared, and we just utilized what we knew.
You won those first 2 sets. Came back, West Virginia won the next 2. What was that conversation going in the 5th set to kind of put that behind you and focus on winning that 5th set?
Yeah, we wanted to play K-State volleyball. We felt that we were playing, the pace was weird, it was slower on some things, faster on some things, but we wanted to come together. What do we do in our gym? What are we used to? And I think that helped us be successful.
You played really well last weekend at home. You couldn't get the 2 wins. Getting that first coverage win on the road, what does that do for you guys going forward for Cincinnati?
Yeah, I mean, that's great. We needed the confidence, and it shows that we can do it. That's a great team we just played, and every team that we play is going to be great. We're in the Big 12, so it just helps us be prepared, but yeah, it's going to be great. We're excited.
Shay Myers, thank you so much for joining us. 35 kills and 5 aces on the night. Great job.
Great game.
Thank you.
All right, here at the Coliseum, the Kansas State fans happy to see their team pull out a 5-set victory, their first road conference win of the year. So for Sam Billy and our great crew here, I'm Michael Minnick saying so long from the Coliseum, where the final score, Kansas State beats West Virginia in 5 sets, 3-2. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived in the ESPN app. Presentation of ESPN.